What is good, y'all? What is good? Let me get my audio situated. Want to make sure everything is straight so we can start the podcast. Yeah, we got quite the show for y'all tonight because we all saw Turk talking about it. Hot Boy Turk had put up a video yesterday. BG disses Lil Wayne. BG disses Lil Wayne, and Turk added a question mark to it because he was not sure at that point if BG had actually dissed Lil Wayne. That's a little bit odd to me personally. It's a little bit odd to me, so I assume it has to be odd to all of you guys watching and everybody that are fans of the Hot Boys, fans of Cash Money. Nobody expected BG to come out of prison, to come home after serving 14 years in jail. I think he did 12 and a half to 13, 14 years in jail. Nobody expected him to come home on this type of time. Nobody expected him to come home with this type of a temperature, man. Y'all, from the years of watching this group progress, from the years watching them progress from members of a group to emerging superstars, I don't think anybody expected this, especially with BG just serving nearly a decade and a half. He went over a decade in jail, you guys. I don't think anybody expected this. BG coming home, I think we all pretty much thought that this was going to be the beginning of the reunion for the Hot Boys. You know, a few years ago when Turk got out of jail, we knew that that could not be the reunion of the Hot Boys because BG had just been incarcerated. So we knew we were getting screwed out of that. Turk came home. It was epic. You know what I mean? What Turk did when he was removed from Cash Money, removed himself, however you want to look at it. He went to Koch and he tried to keep his career moving. He tried to keep his career moving. You know, he actually told me in an interview he was inspired by what BG did. Exhibit A. Turk was inspired by what BG did, you guys. He was inspired by the fact that BG went out and turned Chopper City Records into something. He was really impressed with the fact that Turk was really impressed with the fact that BG created a home, much like what he saw with Cash Money. I remember distinctly Turk telling me this in an interview that I did with him. So yeah, everybody in here, hit that poll. I want y'all to hit the poll right now. Hit the poll right now and let me know who y'all are supporting in this situation, because I'm going to be going over the lyrics that BG recorded with Finesse 2 Chainz on a new record. I'm going to be going over the lyrics for the record that BG spit, where he actually shouted out Boosie. He actually dissed Lil Wayne. You know, I'm going to be going over all that. Also, I'm going to be joined by a very special guest. That's right, I got a special guest tapping in as well. But you know, you already know what to do. You already know what to do when we get up in here. Hit the chat. Let me know what city and state you're tapped in from. I want to know where everybody's tapping in from, city and state. You heard? Let me know where you're representing. If you want, let me know what you're smoking. Today, I'm blazing on some daily special, and I ain't going to lie, this is some fire. So BG's lyrics on this record, well, let me get the proper song title for y'all as well. It's Finesse 2 Chainz featuring BG on the song called, appropriately titled, Gangstified. The song is called Gangstified, you guys. That's a crazy title right there. So BG rapped on this song. He said, "Miss my life on the road, couldn't complain to," oh no, excuse me, those aren't the first lyrics. He had said, "I went from designer clothes and fucking hoes to khaki suits, noodles and rice bowls, from getting dough, rocking shows, to pulling dick off pictures of naked hoes. Man, the boy was rove." Rove means to be wandering around aimlessly. As we all know, BG was locked up for 14 years. This man had nothing that he could do for 14 years. I mean, we've seen some new developments with rappers locked up in jail You know what I mean? We've seen Max B actually record, I think it was Coke Wave 4 from the prison cell. We've seen other things happen, you know what I mean? But the fact is, BG didn't have all the means to keep on releasing material while he was behind bars. He didn't do it like Gucci Man did it per se, but also Gucci Man had a much more manageable amount of time. Gucci ended up serving 3 years, you know, so all that material he released that he had previously recorded, people did get annoyed by it. I'm not going to front. People got annoyed by it, but it really made the time go by quicker. So, looking at some of these lyrics, BG's basically going back and forth to the lifestyle that he had lived before, to the lifestyle that he was forced to live while incarcerated, saying things like, I went from designer clothes and fucking hoes to khaki suits, noodles, and rice bowls. BG was wearing the most fly of luxury clothes. I mean, the guy had bling bling, for crying out loud. The guy created the term for how we all still purchase jewelry today. We purchase jewelry, so we got some bling bling. You know what I'm saying? And BG is obviously running up a bag right now. You know what I mean? BG is obviously running up a bag right now, you guys, because look what he's doing. He's buying all types of new jewelry. It's pretty lit. What up, Ben? What's popping? Hit the chat. Let me know what city and state y'all is tapped in from. Appreciate everybody tapping in. I wanted to do an early show because, you know, this whole situation is just pretty crazy to me. The situation is pretty crazy to me because it's the exact opposite of what we all expected. I think the majority of us expected BG to come home and get a check with the Hot Boys. I think we all expected BG to come home and reunite with the guys in the group, but that's not what's going to happen. I mean, BG did an interview on Rap Radar. He did an interview with B. Dot and Elliot Wilson, and they brought up the Hot Boys. Does anybody know about when they brought up the Hot Boys? Or I should say, does anybody know BG's response? Does anybody know BG's response when they brought up the Hot Boys? When BG was up there with Gucci? Do y'all know his response? Guys, his response was, I don't want to talk about that right now. I don't want to talk about that right now. He said, I don't want to talk about the Hot Boys reunion right now. How about you stir up some discussion on new money, BG? The whole world's been waiting for you to come out to not only do solo albums, but also do those group albums with the Hot Boys. We all kind of got screwed out of the third Hot Boy album because everybody started jumping ship. You know what I'm saying? We all got screwed out of the third Hot Boy album. What was it called? Let 'Em Burn or some shit? Like, what was that third Hot Boy album called that we all got screwed out of? But okay, 13 and a half years. Yeah, we all know BG was gone for a while. BG got locked up when he was 29 years old, came home in his 40s. The man missed what was supposed to be the prime of his career. Would BG have got back together with Birdman earlier? Probably so. BG had actually signed a deal with T.I. Didn't really work out because of the fact that T.I. had his major problems when T.I. got arrested for the guns at the what was it, Walgreens, and then afterwards when he came home, T.I. got picked up with some ecstasy. So T.I.'s career got stunted out by 2 years. He got stunted out by 2 years, and then there was all the probation after that, which made T.I. never the same again. If you know, you know. So let's get back to these lyrics, though. He said, from getting dough, rocking shows, to pulling dick off pictures of naked hoes. Pause. I mean, he's just keeping it real. You know what I mean? He's just keeping it real. He's talking about the fact that he probably was, you know what I mean, using pictures that girls would send him in the mail, or he's using pictures from Straight Stuntin' magazine. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, DJ K Slay, or whatever. We all have heard the stories about how people would keep the Little Kim notorious pictures in their cells and shit like that. BG is just rapping the experience that he lived. This man went from rocking shows and getting dough to being in a jail cell, for over a decade. You know what I'm saying? So his life was drastically changed. All he knew was fly clothes, designer clothes, having every shirt or every shoe that he wanted. But then he was forced to wear the khaki uniforms that you wear in jail. You know what I mean? So BG went from a height, you know what I mean, that a lot of us can't even fathom, to the low of the low, that he probably never expected. He probably never expected that to happen to him again in his career, once he had made it. Because it wasn't like just because BG left Cash Money, it wasn't like his career was over. Like a lot of other artists, if you leave the label, your career is over. That's not what it was for BG. BG successfully made a career for himself outside of Cash Money, you guys. Yeah, he was very successful at that. Hit that like button if you're in here. I appreciate everybody supporting the channel. What up, what up, what up, Lord Gaming? What up, Lionel? Yeah, man. So, like I said, when BG came out of jail, I thought that he had actually secured a deal. I thought he actually secured a deal, you know what I mean, with Cash Money, because there were rumors, or actually, Gucci Mane put it right out there. Gucci Mane put it right out there that he wanted to sign BG. I think he said for $1 million. And I'll say it again, Gucci, stop lowballing these artists. These artists are worth more than $1 million. You don't offer an artist like Gunna $1 million, homie. You know what I'm saying? You don't offer BG $1 million. That's when I read some reports of Birdman and Cash Money coming back with $5 million. Now I don't really know what's going on with BG and Cash Money anymore. I don't know. Whack 100 is putting all kinds of crazy information out there. All types of crazy information, you guys. Yo, greetings. Appreciate you tapping in, Lionel, all the way from Holland. That's what's up. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. That's love. That is love, tapping in all the way from there, man. So let me get back to the lyrics. So BG said, my kids was steady growing, hoes is steady hoeing, Boosie went hard and my dog was steady blowing, Wheezy steady touring, but he's a bitch and it's showing. And I'm still a living legend, don't act like you didn't know it. But they had my hands tied, caught up on the gang, the chain gang, just like on the streets, all through the pen, my name rang. BG is on it, with the new sobriety. There's no type of way that you can't hear what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? You could really understand his words, and he actually gave some shout outs here and a diss, as you all heard. He said, Boosie went hard. He said, Boosie went hard and my dog was steady blowing. Wheezy steady touring, but he's a bitch and it's showing. That right there is what Hot Boy Turk was talking about. That right there, when the word was going around that BG was gonna diss Lil Wayne, or that BG had dissed Lil Wayne. That was the rumor, you guys. Lil Wayne disses BG after coming home. So you got to analyze it. You got to look at it. I was thinking, why would he do this? Why would he mess up this relationship with Lil Wayne? They're on the same label. No, they are not. They are not on the same label. Lil Wayne and BG are not on the same label. If the rumors are true and BG signed with Birdman, then they are not on the same label, because Lil Wayne just spent the last 7, 8, 9, 10 years fighting Cash Money. A $50 million lawsuit, if everybody forgot. He did that to get off of Cash Money. Lil Wayne is no longer rocking with Cash Money. The simple fact that BG would sign with Cash Money, that is disrespect to Lil Wayne. That's disrespect to Lil Wayne right there. You're going to come home and sign with the guy that he just fought to get away from for the last decade. I know you've been locked up for a decade, BG, but Wayne has been locked up with Birdman ever since his career began. He's been locked up with Birdman for 30-some years. And furthermore, the 10 years, 14 years you spent in jail, he spent those last 10 years trying to get out of his deal. What was it? The Carter 5 that got held up? What was Birdman's dumbass idea? Birdman, I think Young Thug just revealed Birdman's dumbass idea. They wanted to give Lil Wayne lifestyle. That was your idea? Lil Wayne doesn't want lifestyle. He doesn't even want to be involved with your lifestyle. No disrespect to Young Thug, but I'm just being real. Lil Wayne didn't need to put on dresses, and Lil Wayne didn't need to suck on a gun to get popping. He didn't need to do all that. I'm just being real. I like Young Thug and all that. I probably stopped listening at that album, and it wasn't because he wore a dress. It was because he named every single one of his songs after celebrities. Well, I'm not buying into that. I almost tuned out of the game because of all the name dropping. And you're going to name all your songs after celebrities? Especially after my baby girl, Rihanna? Cut it out, homie. You can't rap over Rihanna like Max B anyways. I'm just being real when I'm talking here, you guys. I've actually met the majority of the Hot Boys. I've met all the Hot Boys but Juvie. Turk, that's my guy right there. Salute to Turk. I support Turk. Turk has done things. He went above and beyond for BG. He went above and beyond for him. And then BG logs on to Instagram Live and says, why would I be worried about Turk? Why would I be worried about Turk? Turk was worried about you every step of the way for the last 10 years after you got locked up when he came home. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be real about this situation. Turk went up to LeBron James. LeBron James, who's like, I got Tunchi. I got Juvie. I got Manny Fresh. I got Turk. Hold up, LeBron. Hold up, LeBron, a billionaire. I just want BG to respect the fact that Turk stopped a billionaire. He stopped a billionaire in order to get BG's name out there and get the respect on it that it deserves. We all know that BG holds maybe the strongest position in the Hot Boys. I'm just being real. I'm just being real. BG was popping before Lil Wayne. I'm just being real. When everybody was going with the Ha Ha record and the Back That Ass Up for Juvenile, I know everybody loved Back That Ass Up. That was mainstream. BG was for the streets. It was kind of like the same thing why everybody liked Young Buck back in the day. So yeah, man, these lyrics were just kind of crazy. I'm going to be joined in a few minutes by my co-host, by my special co-host tonight, and we're going to go over the bars. You know what I mean? But like I did a little bit earlier. So Turk had some things to say. And I don't blame Turk. I don't blame Turk for covering this. And I was actually just watching Turk's live. Turk wants the group to reunite. Turk actually just put a post up about the group reuniting. And I definitely have always done whatever I could to salute and respect Hot Boy Turk, because I respect his initiative and I respect his drive and I respect everything that he's done in the game. I mean, for crying out loud, Hot Boy Turk had to boof some drugs for BG. Let's be real. Let's be real about this. That is dire friendship right there. Turk put his own livelihood on the line. One time they were together. They were at the baller blocking video. Excuse me, the movie. They jetted off the set. They was going to do some things. Was popping AC. We got North Carolina in the building. Shout out your city and state if you're in here right now. So they're on the set of a movie and they bounce off the set. I don't know, maybe to check a girl. You know, they was always doing random stuff. Celebrities be celebrities. They get pulled over on some DMX shit. BG gives Turk all of the dope. Turk told me this. Turk hit it for BG. Like, this man has all the way going back to the early 2000s, the late 90s, whatever it was. This man has held down BG every opportunity that he gets. Hot Boy Turk, when he came home from jail, that's when he immediately started holding down BG, because he knows the importance that BG holds to everything, man. BG, he just had two of the best albums, two of the part one and part two. It's what's it, All on You, Volume 1 and 2. You know, he just had two of the most important albums on Cash Money that kept the label alive. Hopefully I didn't butcher those titles. I don't think I did, because everybody knows that the Chopper City and the Ghetto, you know what I'm saying? But we're all familiar with BG. Like I said, he's the one who had that street impact. You know what I'm saying? Juvenile held it down. Everybody in here, hit that like button if you support the channel. Juvie held it down, you guys. Juvie held it down on the commercial side. BG kept it alive in the streets, and it gave Lil Wayne an opportunity to bubble. You know what I'm saying? We saw what Birdman did with the Big Timers. I mean, that shit was a little whack in my opinion. Big Timers was a little bit whack in my opinion. But you know, they had an opportunity to sell records and they did. Yo, what's good? A-Town, Chain Gang was popping. Money Mikey, Make It Back Mikey, Make You Rich Mikey, whatever you, $1 Million Mikey, the only gold blogger, Mikey T. All y'all rappers, stay off my jock if you ain't gone gold. If you haven't gone gold, don't diss me. If you haven't gone gold, don't say my name on a record. But if you did go gold, let me know if you want some smoke. Let me know if you want some smoke, only if you went gold. But you don't want no smoke with me on this YouTube shit. I'll be real. You don't want no smoke with me on this YouTube shit. I made the hardest of gangsters cower and want to quit this YouTube shit. Believe that. Believe that, homie. BG's Jewelers, Soul from No Plays the Role as the Colombian boss in the baller blocking. That's crazy. Is that still BG's current jeweler? Because like I was saying at the beginning of this video, BG's iced out as hell. You know what I'm saying? BG's iced out as hell right now. That's why I'm wondering what's going on with the BG deal. What happened with BG's deal with Birdman? Is it happening? Is it a thing? I know we put the album out with Gucci Mane, which is like, it's kind of strange. You know what I mean? It's kind of strange that he put that album out with Gucci, but I respect it because of the fact that it gave him an extra push. It made him coming home from prison, it made so much more of an impact that he dropped that with Gucci Mane before doing a solo. Doesn't always work like that, but in this case it did because it gave him a little jump start. Oh, shoot, that's dope. That's dope. He's sitting in the back of the Gucci Mane Cold video. It looks like we're not going to get a Hot Boys tour because look at this. Look at the thing. I want to point out something else, you guys. I want to point out something else that BG said. He said, Boosie went hard and my dog was steady blowing. Wheezy steady touring, but he's a bitch and it's showing. I just want to bring something up. I want to bring something up that BG said, guys. I want to bring something up that BG said about his ability to tour. BG said that right now he did not have the ability to tour. BG said in an Instagram video that he actually has had to turn down millions of dollars because of the fact that he was in a halfway house. I believe it was the fact that he's in a halfway house. I'm not sure if he's going to be under home confinement at this point or if he's just released after the halfway house. But I believe it was because of the fact that he was in a halfway house as to why he does not have the ability to tour right now. Lil Wayne is steady touring, but he's a bitch and it's showing. Why is Lil Wayne a bitch and it's showing? Is Lil Wayne a bitch because he doesn't have the interest in doing a Hot Boys reunion? Is Lil Wayne a bitch because that's simply what people call each other from the NOLA? You know what I'm saying? People be calling each other bitch all the time. I said that to my friend. I was like, yo, I mean, you know, they be calling each other bitch all the time, right? He's a bitch in his steady show. You know what I'm saying, bitch? They be doing that. You know what I mean? So, but I don't think it's that. I think it's that. I think it's because it's more personal than that, to be 100% honest with you. You know, but I just wanted to break this down. Lil Wayne is touring. BG, you don't have the ability to tour right now. Why are you taking a shot at this man mentioning the fact that he's touring? Are you upset by the fact that you're not touring with him? Listen, the fact that you're dissing him right now, that's going to take the ability away for him to ever want to tour with you. If you had the ability to tour right now, BG, Lil Wayne would put you on the tour. Don't you get that? He'd put you on the tour and you'd start making money like Meek Mill when Nicki Minaj put him on the tour. What are you doing? I'm going to be real. BG, your bars are cool. Your bars are dope. But you said it in that bar. What did you say? You said Boosie went hard and my dog was steady blowing. Let me tell you something. When Boosie came home, it was a different game. When Boosie came home, he was getting shows for $30, $40, $50, $60, $70,000 a pop. Boosie was lit. I ain't gonna lie. Boosie's name was attached to death row. Boosie's name was attached to a multi-homicide case, homie. And plus, he came home after 5 years. I think he was locked up for 5 in total because they had put him away on some bullshit weed charge. His case was a lot different than you. He did a third of your time. That gave the people a little bit of an opportunity to want him and then to get him. I'm just being real about it. BG, you need Lil Wayne right now. And the fact that you're dissing him, it's going to compromise you from making mad money in the future. Yo, homie, don't tell me about doing my homework, G's. Why don't you go start your own channel, G's? I don't need to do my homework. I lived through this shit. Talking to me about homework. This homework is my life, homie. Don't be taken away from what I'm doing just because you're insecure about yourself, homie. It's all good. I lived through this shit. Let's be real about it. Dude, taking away $1 million train of thought right now, homie. Chill out. So Turk went on live and Turk said, every time you insinuate something on my name, I'm going to respond to you, keyword, respectfully. Because it ain't no smoke, Hot Boy Turk said. A lot of people should understand, if you haven't been watching, I'll let you know why you haven't been seeing it. Because there's a lot of people out there who have this stigma about Hot Boy Turk being the least relevant member of the Hot Boys. So they tune out. They don't want to watch Turk as much as they want to watch Weezy or Juvie or BG. So you don't get to hear his opinions and his thoughts as clearly as the others. But if you miss Turk's live, Turk wants nothing more than a reunion with these guys. Turk is the first one to throw his name in the hat. And I'm pretty sure Juvie is going to follow suit. I'm pretty sure Juvie's going to follow suit. I mean, the guy just did a deal with Birdman, but I want to rewind. I want to rewind here, you guys. What is the problem? Why is BG dissing Lil Wayne? There's things that we don't see behind the scenes. There's things that we don't see behind the scenes. What don't we see behind the scenes, Mikey T? The things you don't see behind the scenes are ignored phone calls, unsigned contracts, people not accepting phone calls from promoters who want to book these artists together. Nah, Weezy doesn't want to be a part of that. Huh? There's going to be a price cut because there's 3 other artists involved? Hold up, is Birdman getting any money there? Well, yes, Birdman is going to get money because he put himself involved with the situation. Birdman tried to involve himself in the situation by signing BG. When is anybody going to put that together? That Birdman is trying to buy his way into Lil Wayne's graces once again. Lil Wayne doesn't want nothing to do with you, Birdman. Lil Wayne doesn't want nothing to do with any of the projects that you are helping to facilitate. I don't even think Drake wants anything to do with Birdman. I'm going to be real. Birdman tried to work with AIRS. Doesn't sound so crazy now, does it? I've asked everybody about this. Did Birdman try to work with AIRS to lure in Drake because Drake shouted him out? It's not sounding so crazy now, is it? Lil Wayne gets away from Birdman successfully, so he signs BG. Everybody just thinks in their mind, oh, Wayne's going to want to go work with BG. Don't for a second think you know what Lil Wayne is thinking. That man, he's a Martian. Lil Wayne is a Martian, you guys. He said it himself. You think he's going one way, he's going the complete opposite way. Y'all want him to go right? Lil Wayne's going forward. You know what I'm saying? Lil Wayne ain't going right or left. He's going straight to the destination that he wants to hit. Sometimes, I wanted to say this a little bit earlier, with the beginning of the Hot Boys. Lil Wayne wasn't the hottest in the group. There was a point in time, even though they put Lil Wayne's albums out, there was a point in time that Lil Wayne was the failure of the group. Lil Wayne was the failure of the group. Turk was the unproven one of the group because they didn't release his album until he went to rehab. And BG was the one for the streets. BG and Juvenile were the ones making money. Making money. If they were making money, why did they leave the label? Why did Juvenile leave the label right after Back That Ass Up? I think it was probably the album after that album. Why did he leave the label? Why did BG go to Koch Records? Why did it take Koch Records to give BG the ability to have his own office for Chopper City Records? Birdman plays with artists' careers. Look what he did with Limp Bizkit. Look what he did with Busta Rhymes. Look what he did with Bow Wow. Chopper City. He signed him just because he saw him on Making the Band. Look what he did with the only success he had was Kevin Rudolph because he put a Lil Wayne on his song. Like, come on, I lived through this. This is my life, you guys. I literally witnessed all of this. I feel like it's the greatest time to be alive. Oh, shoot. A-Town said that BG is in a halfway house in California where the video was done. That's what's up, man. I'm really glad that BG got the opportunity to work with Gucci Mane because it gives his career an opportunity to grow in other ways. It gives his career an opportunity to be seen by the new school of, the new school of fans. I understand there's a lot of people out there. I understand there's a lot of people out there who are from the golden age of hip hop. You know what I mean? We're all from the golden age, but this new class of fan of being able to relate on social media is where, you know, you need to take it if you want to be a successful artist this day and age. You don't want to get left in the past with the old technology. And you could even see it when BG came home and they were asking him all the questions. And they asked him, what's up with Turk? BG, homie, they're asking you that question because of the fact that they've seen Turk promoting you for the last 5 years, 10 years. We've been waiting on that. Why wasn't Turk on the Gucci Man album with you? Like, it's kind of absurd to us viewing this as fans, and you're making your own career look bad. I'm just being real, you know, because when I go back and I look at your discography, you know what I mean? When I look at your discography and shit like that as a fan, you know what I mean? You come to expect things, and you can't even give us that. You can't even give us that. It's like you don't know that Turk has been out here promoting you harder than any artist. I'll be real. I haven't heard T.I. promoting you. I'll be real. I haven't heard Boosie promoting you. I haven't heard Birdman promoting you until it made sense to him. Like, come on. Turk has been promoting you through thick and thin, making sure that everybody that's watching this video in my chat knows that he's been promoting you. And then people tried to jump on his ass about it. But you want to know what? People don't get to see every single response from Turk, like I was saying. But they do end up seeing his episode on Drink Champs, and they think the man done went crazy. Push a man far enough, and he will go crazy. So Turk said, Turk was asked about on a live by BG, and BG said, they asked me if I'm wondering about Turk. They asked me if I'm wondering about Turk. What am I wondering about Turk for? He said, what am I worrying about Turk for? He said, I ain't even addressing that man. You heard me? What's up with the static there? What's up with the static there from BG about Turk? On one hand, you got to look at the situation. Look at the situation. Does he not understand Instagram Live? Does he not understand how it works? Does the fact that people are going to come into his live and ask him all types of questions? How do you feel about Turk? Dude, they're going to be asking you, how do you feel about Birdman? They're going to ask you, is it true when Gilly the Kid said you ran Birdman out of the Nolia? They're going to ask you questions like that, homie. And you got to answer the questions. If you want the public interest, if you want people to give a damn to tune into your live videos, you're going to have to answer those questions, man. Because we want to know how you feel about Turk. We want to know what you got to say. We don't want to hear you say things like, why would I be worried about Hot Boy Turk? And then move on. He said, I'm just getting out of the way. I ain't did nothing but come home. We understand that. Turk has not been taking any shots at you for coming home. That's not what we're asking you as the fans. We're asking you as the fans, can we expect to see you guys working together? Can we expect, I mean, you dropped 15 music videos since you come home. Why is Turk not in any of these videos? Turk has made a way for himself to the point where he can travel. Turk can travel anytime he wants to. You know what I'm saying? This guy got money now. He's got money now. He can travel. Why were you not putting him in the same vicinity as Gucci Man? This is the same guy. This is the same guy that I'm pretty sure when you came home, he was in the video. You know what I mean? It looked a little strange to me. I ain't going to lie. It looked a little strange to me. I'm going to be real. It looked a little strange to me when I didn't see the right reaction from BG to Turk. That looked like some, yo, is there a little bit friction there? Are there issues there? Why would there be issues there? Did BG not have proper access to a computer? Was BG really upset about Turk saying BG free? Come on, man. The dude had to switch the hashtag up at some point. The guy's been doing the same hashtag for 8 years. Give it a break. Understand social media. And I'm not even trying to cut Turk any slack here. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being real. I'm just being real about it. I'm going to tell you how I see it. I'm a big fan of BG, both professionally and personally. I've met BG. I've interviewed BG, just like I've interviewed Turk. I've interviewed Lil Wayne. I've met and shook hands and smoked with Birdman. Like, I don't know what blogger you all think you're tuned into. I don't know if you think this is some gully TV shit. I'm not Hassan Campbell. I didn't hang out with Bambaataa. I was in the studio with Lil Wayne and Birdman. I was interviewing Turk. I was interviewing BG and smoking eighth blunts. Hassan was hanging out with Bambaataa. I was actually in the studio with these guys, y'all. I actually listened to them, interviewed them, learned from them, heard about their experiences. So it's pretty absurd to me when I see other bloggers like Gully TV, whose only experience is downloading somebody's video on YouTube and putting it on his own channel. That's his experience. My experience is going to Harlem. My experience is going to Philly. My experience is going to Miami, Atlanta, Chicago, any goddamn state. I go to it. But now I'm here on YouTube StreamYard, man, and I got some major interviews coming up this week. If anybody out there watching, tap in, hit me on the DM. Let me know if you want to do an interview because I'm doing some crazy ones this week. I'm locking in with former Bad Boy artists this week. I'm locking in with former Young Money artists this week. I got some work that I'm doing. I'm not playing around no more. I'm not playing around. I'm out working everybody every day. So let me see here. So BG says, I ain't did nothing but come home trying to get some money in a halfway house. I ain't beefing with nobody. Really, it's all gravy though. Everything is going to work itself out. So when BG said everything is going to work itself out, I obviously figured he meant the Hot Boys were going to get a major record deal. The Hot Boys were eventually going to come together and tour. The Hot Boys were going to come together and do what we all expected them to do at fans because there's a big ass check there waiting for these guys. There is a major check just waiting for these guys. You want to know what though? I don't think the check is big enough for Weezy. I don't think the check is big enough for Lil Wayne, y'all. That's the problem. These guys, they don't understand the level of superstardom that Lil Wayne has touched. They just don't understand it, y'all. They don't understand it. It's not the same level as Back That Ass Up. The level that Lil Wayne has reached is far greater. It's probably 100 times greater than the success that Juvie had with Back That Ass Up. I'm just being real. So I don't think in reality they could get a tour together with these guys. In reality, if Birdman is involved, it's like Jerry Heller. Do you guys know Jerry Heller? When Ice Cube said, I'll do the album with you, Easy. Or Dre said, we'll do the album without Jerry Heller. So that's what I'm comparing this situation to right now, you guys. The fact is, BG dissing Lil Wayne right now, calling him a bitch, it's probably over something as simple as a missed phone call because I don't think it goes all the way back to when BG called himself the Trigger Man. Lil Wayne's the fireman. What did he say? I'm the Trigger Man. Is that what BG said? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I don't think it dates back to that beef. You know what I mean? I really don't think it dates back to that beef when Lil Wayne was the sole survivor of Cash Money Records. Yeah, Lil Wayne was the sole survivor. Lil Wayne was the sole, thank you, Lionel, appreciate you, G's. Lil Wayne was the sole survivor of Cash Money Records. Big Timers didn't pan out. Manny Fresh bounced. Juvie bounced. BG bounced. Turk bounced. Lil Wayne had an opportunity with Jay-Z, stayed. Let me know somebody that can break down history in that quick of a time frame. The man had an opportunity to go work with Hove, Birdman said no. Birdman offered him a position. I think that was probably the 49-51% split. Who's going for that? Who's going for that, man? He played on Lil Wayne's intelligence, man. And the fact is, Lil Wayne trusts that dude. Lil Wayne trusted that dude, and he got played. He got played like Mekhi Phifer in the movie O. But he got played, but he was paid. You know what I mean? A lot of these big actors, they don't care. Look at if you go watch the Marilyn Monroe movie. Go watch the Marilyn Monroe movie, the way that they kept her in movies and shit like that. But she was making a lot less money than other actresses and shit. You know, they was treating Weezy like Elvis during his residency in Vegas. Man, Lil Wayne was getting played, but he got himself out of that situation. You know, and I'm gonna call it for what it is right now, man. Lil Wayne doesn't want nothing to do with Birdman. He doesn't want nothing to do with Birdman, and I don't blame him. And Birdman trying to use these tactics of going to sign BG, like, bro, you violated Weezy when you signed with Birdman, homie. You actually violated Weezy when you did that, man, by signing with that guy who has really toyed with all your careers since you was like 13 years old and shit. You know what I mean? Paying you like Dr. Dre got paid by Eazy-E. Yo, I made ain't nothing but a G thing. That means I'm getting a pool in my backyard. Like what? Homies, these guys is making million dollar records, and then they get a pool in their backyard. Like, come on, man. Like, I heard these guys say it, like Turk and all them say it. They'd be getting like watches and shit. You know what I mean? They'd be getting what the money can buy. They'd be getting what the money can buy. Nah. I want the money. I want the money. And that's why BG and Juvie were the first ones to know. They were the first ones to know about that shady ass shit going on because they were the ones selling records. Lil Wayne's first couple albums, we all know Weezy didn't get it on track until about the Carter 2 when he proved he could do it again. You know what I'm saying? The Carter 2 when he proved he could do it again. And then actually after that, he really got his stripes on the mixtape scene, if we're really being real about it. And that's when he gained a more broad fan base because he gave people an easier opportunity to obtain the music. Not everybody wants to go out there and buy the Carter 2. You know what I mean? Not everybody wants to go out there and buy the Carter. Not everybody out there wants to go there and buy the Carter 2. But they were really, yo, Darren Bars, what's popping? You got your audio situated?
Yeah. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What up, Mikey? You hear me? We live? We good?
We live. Just sit back a little bit if you can. If not, it's all good, Gucci.
Let me see if I get comfortable up in here. You know what I'm saying? Tune in on the conversation. I want to chime in a little bit.
My boy, my co-host for today, Darren Bars, out of New Haven, Connecticut, the Elm City Prince. That's Darren Bars, y'all. Put some respect on his name. He's got a couple dope music videos out. Well, shit, I mean, he's been doing music for a minute, but you know what I'm saying? Welcome to the show, my guy. Appreciate you joining me.
Bars. What up, my guy?
What's popping, man? I was just saying, you know, when Lil Wayne really started touching his height of popularity was right around, it was really at the Carter 2. You know what I mean? When the people saw he could really do it. But when he really started to broaden his audience was when he went into the mixtapes. Because I said a lot of people out there, they don't necessarily want to go out and buy a $20, $18.99 project. They loved it when Lil Wayne's music was accessible for free.
You ain't lying, man. Yo, we used to go to the barbershop, sitting there getting an edge up, a lineup or whatever. Next thing you know, the DVD man come in, CD, DVD. I was like, yo, you got that no ceilings? He was like, yeah, you know I got that no ceilings. Pulled out the no ceilings, bro. Blew the roof off that, bro. That was Lil Wayne's era right there. That was his time.
Yep. Because I was saying, man, at first, Lil Wayne put out a couple albums, but the first couple albums, they weren't really bubbling like that. And Juvie and BG were really the cash cows for the Hot Boys at first, I was saying.
Definitely, yeah. Juvenile was the flagship artist. You know what I mean? He's the one that They had them gold Cash Money chains from back in the day. You know what I mean? Then they started getting platinum after Juvie dropped Back That Ass Up. 400 Degrees was a classic, bro. That had the whole streets going crazy. That's when we first got introduced to Lil Wayne, when he had the 4 little bars at the end of Back That Ass Up.
Was it the wobble dee wobble dee?
Drop it like it's hot. Hey.
Yeah, so right there, you know, I was saying that BG and Juvie, since they were the ones who were really getting money at first, that's why they realized they weren't really being paid as well, which I think led to them both being the first ones to leave the label.
More or less. I mean, they were the money makers, and if that ain't matching up, you listen, turn on your radio, it's your song. You turn on BET, MTV, you see your video, but then you check your bank account, it ain't adding up. Something ain't adding up.
Yeah, everybody back then would think like, yo, if you're on MTV, BET, VH1, E! News Channel, you got to have $1 million in your bank account. But I don't really think that was the case, man, nowadays.
Not at all. Award shows, MTV, BET, still broke. Still broke. Ain't recoup.
Yo, what's poppin', Jay? I appreciate you for tapping in. Jay, everybody in here, hit that like button. Drop your city and state in the chat. I want to know where y'all from. He said, Jay said, BG always had the streets. BG was the star of Cash Money Records before he went to jail for 8 months in 97, 98. Yeah, that's facts. But the thing is, Juvenile was the first one to release that record break, that major smash record that actually made them the major force that they became.
Yeah, he had High. The first single was High, and he had Jay-Z jump on the remix. I mean, back then that was crazy. So if they was bubbling down south, they was definitely bubbling up north, you know, by the time Jay dropped on it.
Right. And like you were telling me a little bit earlier, man, you know, you're from the East Coast. You don't necessarily know what's bubbling down south. Sometimes you're from down south. You might not know what's bubbling up north. But when you got that record that's bubbling in both spots, bubbling over in the West Coast, you know you got one, man. But Darren, I want to welcome you to the show, man. You're a little late, but better late than never, G's. I know you had told me you had a couple acting auditions you was going to this week.
Yeah, man, it's been crazy, man. I've been doing a few auditions, in and out the studio, in my free time, just writing, setting up the podcast, man. We just getting right for 2024, you know?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what you're doing this year, G's. I know you're coming with the videos. You had actually just done a remix, or would you call it that? Or a remake of Keanu Reeves' Knock Knock movie, maybe one of his lesser known movies. I think Eli Roth had something to do with that movie as well.
Yeah, he just dropped the movie Thanksgiving, but before that, Keanu Reeves, he dropped the movie Knock Knock. So we pretty much, I call it like a soft spoof. You know what I mean? A soft spoof. Y'all make sure y'all check that out. It's called Habits. Darren Bars, Habits. Make sure y'all check that out. It's like a little mini movie. You know what I mean? A little 13-minute, little something, get your mouth watering. You know what it is. You know how I get down.
All right, everybody can go check that out. Darren Bars, Habits music video. Like I was saying, Darren Bars does some acting as well. He was in my brother Jeremiah Kipp's movie Slap Face. My brother has a new movie dropping in February of this year. It's called The Geechee Witch. They filmed it out in Atlanta, Georgia. So let's look forward to that. But yo, you was telling me something before we went on the air today, that when you went to the audition, that you actually had a couple bloggers come up to you asking for drops. Is that what it was?
Yeah, that was crazy. I guess the production had hired a couple local people to, you know, get their IG popping, to get they you know what I mean, like to get the promotion and get some behind the scenes footage or whatever. And a lot of these dudes already done recognized me. So when I walked in the building, it felt like I was with family, because a lot of these people already knew who I was, asking me for drops and stuff like that. So it was cool, man. I felt like I was right at home. I was unsure, because like when it was time to do the drop, I didn't know if I wasn't sure if I should use my government or if I should use my alias. You know what I'm saying? Like it was crazy.
So let's get right to it right off the bat. You know, BG comes home. BG does an album with Gucci Mane. Both of us, we lived through the Cash Money era. Did that strike you as odd? BG coming home with Gucci Mane on the first album. What were you expecting?
Give me 1 second. More or less, I mean, I wasn't really surprised by it. You know what I mean? Like, because I remember when Gucci was locked up. You know what I mean? When Gucci was locked up and he came home, a lot of people had his back, like Young Dolph, his producer, Zaytoven. Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? He had a lot of support when he came home. You know, like he thought a lot of people just left him and forgot about him. So I guess BG is one of those other real ones that he knew before he went in. So it was only right, you know what I mean, for the two of them to hook up. You know, real people do real things. So when your man's coming home, best thing you could do is put him on the best way that you know how, and giving him a full mixtape. That's crazy, man. That was a good look. Salute to Gucci for that, man.
Yeah, I was just saying, man, like you haven't seen a rapper come home with a better look than that in a while. You know what I mean? To get propelled up by Gucci, man.
That's a fact. That's a good cosign right there too, because we all know Gucci co-signed the streets. So him and BG, and the album was dope. Not for nothing. Like I gotta say, man, I'm really impressed with BG's delivery. I'm really impressed with how he's presenting himself on records. You know what I mean? And the videos, like fresh out the halfway house, full of jewelry, looking clean, looking healthy. Got his grill done. You know what I'm saying? Salute to BG for that, man.
Also, the knowledge and the lyrics that he's using. A lot of rappers will come out of jail. You know what I mean? They're not up to date on the slang. You know what I mean? BG's coming home talking about all the up to date terms. You know what I mean? And it just seems like he really hasn't missed a step. You were telling me earlier, and it's something that I acknowledge now, that BG's voice coming home with sobriety, it feels more clear. You know what I mean?
Yes.
How does everybody in the chat feel about BG's return home from jail? Like, how do you feel about like the numerous tracks he's been releasing? But Darren, you were saying?
Yeah, we want to know. We definitely want to know. I want to know everybody's opinion on that, because since this guy came home, I'm impressed. Like, that's a real MC, and on every single song, he's really telling his story. You know what I mean? Like, you could tell, like, everything that he's been going through while he was locked up. That's really what you're hearing. His thoughts, what he was thinking about the environment and how everything's moving. And it feels like he's just falling into place like a puzzle piece, man. Feel like he just fit way better. This is a way better BG. Let me know what you think in the comments. But in my opinion, this is a way better welcome home BG than we got before he went in. Before he went in, I couldn't understand a word this man was saying, bro. Not in interviews and not on songs. Just keeping it real. Always been dope. Always had the lyrics. If you could hear them, now I feel like you could hear them.
So let me ask you, man, do you think that him releasing an album with BG, or BG releasing an album with Gucci, man, takes away from his solo release?
I think it's refreshing for the people that don't know about BG, because there's a lot of, since BG's been gone, he was gone what, 12 years? So that's a whole generation of new hip hop fans that are just now coming in that don't know nothing about a BG. But everybody knows about Gucci because Gucci's reestablished himself from that same perspective. So I think him linking up with Gucci, that's good for the newer hip hop fans coming in to recognize who this guy is. And it really helps that the album is dope.
So BG comes home. That's right. The album is called Choppers and Bricks. If y'all haven't heard it, go check it out. Gucci man definitely gave BG a layup on that one. There's no denying that. You know what I'm saying? Especially with Rollo coming home right now. I think, you know, a lot of people might have thought Gucci man would have done a tape with Rollo when Rollo came home. But, you know, sometimes things don't work that way. I mean, Gucci man already did his work with Rollo. Who knows if Rollo's feeling a type of way, though, about this?
Yeah, you make a good point. And also, I mean, Gucci, I mean, he's already done his work with Rollo, but Gucci, at his heart, he's a big fan of BG. So not only was it something like a lookout project, but it's also like something Gucci's probably always wanted to do for himself.
You think that? You think he really wanted to do a duet project with BG?
I mean, let Gucci tell it. When he was before music and all that, when he was listening, I think he was listening to a few different artists or whatever. I can't remember who they were. But I know Hot Boys was a big influence on him. Like, he was really playing those tapes like every single. It was BG. It was BG's first album on Cash Money, matter of fact, and he was listening to it every single day. And that's kind of what wanted to pull him into the rap game. And then listening to rappers like Birdman, where it's like, this dude ain't lyrical, but he's making it because he got money. Gucci like, yo, I got money. And so considering that BG was one of the main influences behind him, I mean, if I grew up listening to, all right, no, we're not going to do a hypothetical. Let's be real. Like, I grew up listening to DMX, if I had a chance to do a joint album with DMX, you know what I mean, at a point where I can actually help him coming home from jail, you know what I mean, like I got the upper hand, I'm definitely going to take advantage of that. Passion project.
Yeah, is Machine Gun Kelly a bad example of that? Because Machine Gun Kelly actually did a song with DMX, you know, and they both put it on their albums. I think it was called I Don't Care. But would you really consider, was MGK big enough to really give X the alley-oop you're talking about right there?
And that's a good example of what I'm talking about, but no, that's not. MGK wasn't the one to put DMX back on his pedestal. Hell no. But that is a good example of a passion project. Like MGK let him tell it was the biggest fan of DMX. You can even hear it in MGK style that, you know, he's influenced by DMX. So, I mean, yeah.
And it says something that DMX would actually record with him. It really does. And I wanted to mention about BG. You know, we haven't seen BG do many duet projects, but that's something Gucci Mane is more common for. You know, Gucci doing duets with, you know, Rollo, Future, everybody, Rich Homie Quan, Waka. But so then we got BG going on. BG goes on Elliott Wilson's podcast, and Elliott Wilson and B Dot want to bring up the Hot Boys. And BG says he doesn't want to talk about the Hot Boys. Now, when I heard that, I was like, you know, I understand it. He's there talking about Gucci Mane. He's there talking about the Choppers and Bricks project. I totally get it. If BG is going to be doing a Gucci Mane album, he should be focused on talking about that. If he's going to be doing a solo album, he should be focused on talking about that. If he's going to do the Hot Boys album, he should focus and talk about that. Because, like, if he's just talking about all those, then he's just all over the place and he's giving away too much all at once. So I actually respected that because I never expected BG to be coming home on some type of time like, what am I worried about Turk for? Calling Lil Wayne a bitch. We're going to get into that. I never expected BG to come home on that type of time.
Yeah, me neither. That's a fact. I was looking forward to the Hot Boys reunion, just like everybody else. I'm like, oh, well, we out all four now. It's only a matter of time. But now we're just running into a bunch of turmoil. Wow.
Should we get into the lyrics?
Let's do it.
All right. So Finesse 2 Times features BG on Gangstified. It's called Gangstified, bro.
I caught the clip this morning on IG.
Well, I got the whole 16.
Let's get it.
Yeah, man. First and foremost, how do you think Finesse 2 Times feels about BG dissing Wayne, calling Wayne a bitch on his track, man? Do you think, is he cool with it because of all the social media presence it's going to get? Or is it like, dude, you just dissed Lil Wayne on my song? Are you freaking nuts?
I mean, at the same time, if one of my favorite rappers wants to get off how he's really feeling on my track, that's going to put me on cloud 9. Not only that, all the clout and everything that's going to come along with it, that's going to make me even bigger. So I think Finesse 2 Times is sitting on a high chair right now. Like, yeah, everybody talking about my single, a new single with my idol, Big B Jizzle. You know what I mean? And he throwing shots at Wayne. And like you seen Wayne and Finesse 2 Times, you know, being buddy or whatever. So it don't really mean nothing to him.
That's a good perspective right there, Bars. So let's get into Gangstified, man. Gangstified. What a perfect title of a track for, you know, BG.
I agree. Definitely. Sets the tone. You already know what to expect when you hear the title.
So the lyrics that I took down, BG had said, he said, I went from designer clothes and fucking hoes to khaki suits, noodles, and rice bowls. From getting dough and rocking shows to pulling dick off pictures of naked hoes. Man, the boy was Rove. So right there, pause. First of all, he's just keeping it all the way real, man.
He wasn't lying. That, and I give him credit to that because that's really where he at. You know what I mean? He went from this to that. You know what I mean? So that's real. Putting the lifetime in between the papers lines. But damn, I heard that this morning. I was like, whoa. And he went like this in the video.
Man is he's filming videos really quick out the prison. You know what I'm saying? So he's like right there with it all. You know what I mean?
My man getting busy. Literally, he's still seeing it, writing it, and still reliving it.
Yeah. So these lyrics, they were interesting to me because he was taking you into his old lifestyle with one line, and then with the very next line he was actually bringing you back. He was actually bringing you back on the next line to his jail experience. From I went from designer clothes and fucking hoes to khaki suits, noodles, and rice bowls. He takes you from one reality to the next, which I just actually found that kind of interesting.
That was dope. And it really paints the picture for you.
Yeah. And then he said, man, the boy was rove. Missed my life on the road. So I had to go and look it up, because I was like, rove. What does he mean by rove? I'm like, what kind of words is this man using? He said, man, the boy was rove. So I looked it up and it said, one of the definitions I found said it's meant to wander around aimlessly. And this guy was locked up for 13 and a half years. You know what I mean? He pretty much was, forced to do nothing. I don't remember, maybe you can recall, but I don't recall as many BG releases as we've seen from, let's say, a Max B. Certainly not what we've seen from Gucci Man. We saw Shyne release an album from jail. Have we ever even seen BG release from jail?
No. The last thing I remember him having was a couple of remixes that he did for T.I. and Grand Hustle. But other than that, nothing really carried over till now.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. There may have been some material, but nothing the likes of, I was explaining a little bit earlier. I don't know if you had heard me when you were preparing, but like Gucci Man got 3 years. So when Gucci Man went away, they were just releasing like project after project after project. It was almost freaking absurd, the amount of Gucci Man material that released in that 3-year time span.
That's true. But Gucci prepared. Like, he had a whole stash full of records, and let's let the story tell it. He told his wife, gave her some money, and was like, gave her the material, and was like, yo, just keep me relevant till I came home. And she did.
Yeah, with the way that BG records, though, I would not be shocked if he had a stockpile of footage too. But just the fact that he was in jail for 5 times longer, or you know what I mean, like 4 times longer than Gucci Man. So just the amount of time that he had to serve to be able to preserve that, it's just harder. I was kind of comparing it to Boosie. How Boosie was on death row, fighting murder charges on death row, but he came home after 5 years. That's like a third of the amount of time that BG served. So when Boosie came home, people were dying to throw 50,000 at him.
I remember that. That's a fact. Free Boosie. That was one of the biggest. I would say that was the biggest hip hop free movement next to Free Yayo. And that, aside from that, Free Slick Rick.
It was
that was huge.
Boosie's was bigger than Yayo's. Even
with
the Beg for Mercy, the mural, even with Eminem wearing the Free Yayo at the Grammys, and you were wondering what the hell is Eminem talking about with that shirt. What is Eminem? Is Eminem giving away Free Yayo after the show? Is he giving away Free Yayo after the Grammys?
That's a fact. That's a fact. I mean, if you knew, you knew. But if you didn't know, you ain't know. You ain't know.
If you didn't know, you thought Eminem was giving out 8 balls after the show.
Just like he was offering free Taco Bell at the MTV Awards.
Man, I was like, yo, this guy is a marketing genius.
Yeah.
This guy is just freaking crazy. All right, back to the lyrics. So he had said, man, the boy was rove. Missed my life on the road. Couldn't complain to Maselli. He had life without parole. They caught me with a knife, did 30 days in the hole. On top of that, they sent me to the motherfucking smooth. And I'm like, what the hell is the smooth? I'm like, what the hell is the smooth? The road.
Jail jargon.
I had to look it up. I'm like, what does smooth move in jail terms? So the term smooth in this context refers to the perpetrator's ability to carry out criminal acts with skill, precision, and sophistication. They often display a high level of intelligence. BG didn't get no short period of time in jail. They treated him like a criminal's criminal. They gave him 13 years in jail. They actually put it out there and proved or put him in jail for saying somebody was gonna they take his possession charge. They threw the freaking book at this dude, man.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, we gave him the whole ride too.
Is there another artist that has done that much jail time off the top of your head? 13 and a half to 14 years?
How long did Slick Rick do?
Slick Rick?
Because he was another one. Like, he was like one of the first rappers to go to jail, and everybody was also free Slick Rick. Like, everybody was waiting for him to come on. I know that was before our time, but I think it might have been him.
Yeah, he did 5 years in prison. Second-degree attempted murder charges. He refused for the shooting, and 3 for disputes with immigration. He was released in like 97. Yeah, I didn't think he did more time than him. Everybody, I know, hit that like button one time. Everybody that's tapping in, let me know. Let us know what city and state you're tapped in from. I'm Mikey T, the movie star. I'm joined today by my co-host Darren Bars. If they don't know, let them know real quick, my G's.
Said it again. You kind of went in and out.
I said, let them know who you are if they don't know, G's.
Yeah, you know what it is, man. It's your guy D to the A to the R to the N. Bars. Yeah, man, make sure y'all follow me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Report Card Radio, my man Mikey T, the movie star. We out here, you heard?
Yo, so Jay, yeah, Shmurda actually did get out for a little bit. Shmurda got out for a little bit, but got locked back up. Yeah, I'm talking about an actual artist that has come out and actually had to rework his career. In all honesty, all due respect to Shmurda, Shmurda, when he comes home, I would just hope that he could, live with his family and enjoy, like his siblings. You know what I'm saying? I don't really expect him to come back to a music career when he does come home. BG, a bit of a different story. This guy was still popping up until the mid 2000s, when he got locked up. I think it was like 2012. I might be mistaken. I actually met him in 2011, 2012. That's when I did my interview with him.
That's right.
Yep. And it was very unfortunate because BG got locked up right before Turk got home. You know what I'm saying, Bars?
Yeah, it was like, yep, just missed each other.
Okay, man, I know we don't really want to do the ifs. If BG didn't get locked up when Turk came home, Darren Bars, would the Hot Boys have reunited?
Yeah, that would have been happening. If we had all 4 of them outside at the same time, that's a money grab, especially during the whole versus thing. Yeah, it's a money. That's too much money to say no to. You know what I mean? Money is always going to be the subject when it comes to them.
Now there's not enough money. I hate to break it to you, but now there is not enough money. I was saying this earlier, Bars, you can put me in my place if you need to. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I get put in my place on this internet, but I was saying, Darren, that the level of success that Cash Money experienced would back that ass up. The height of their success there, that pales in comparison to what Lil Wayne did in the future. I would say what Lil Wayne did is probably 100 times greater than what they did with Back That Ass Up, man.
Oh, yeah. But, everybody got to have a start. Like, Lil Wayne wouldn't have been able to do that without that beginning. You know what I'm saying? Like, he couldn't propel to that. It's not like he just came out the gate and was like, you know what I mean? Got to crawl before we walk.
Okay, when you're comparing it like that to the label's success, like the label having that sprout as first really mega ultra single, and then, okay, I see what you're saying there. But I'm actually just talking about Lil Wayne compared to the other group members.
Oh, I mean, in my opinion, Juvie's always going to be my favorite, but Wayne is just that breakout star. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? And now when you talk about lyricism, yeah, he's top 5, bro. I'm not even gonna hold you. Like Wayne could rap. Like Wayne could spit. Real MC. Like them bars is crazy, especially on the mixtapes. Like, you know, there was and shout out to Wayne and Two Chainz for that new album, College Grove too, because that, you know, Wayne's been putting out, you know, some stuff, and Two Chainz has been putting out some stuff, but that project, wow. That was both of them at their A game. So if you haven't had a good chance to listen to some good Wayne recently, definitely check out that College Grove too, for sure.
You know, you just got me thinking. We need to put up a poll. We need a poll. I'm putting it up right now. Who is your favorite hot boy? I want everybody in the chat, write your favorite hot boy. My guy Darren Bars just said Juvie regardless. Juve the Great is his favorite hot boy. You know, man, I got a little biased, though, because I've interviewed all the hot boys. I've interviewed all the hot boys besides one hot boy. Darren Bars, little trivia, since you're the trivia king on Report Card Radio. You remember, you still got that title.
Oh, solid. Yeah, I still hold it.
Only, and that's right. If anybody wants to challenge Darren Bars in trivia, hip hop trivia, hit me up. Mikey T _ the movie star on Instagram. We'll do another season of that. Darren Bars, who is the only hot boy that I haven't interviewed?
Well, you've interviewed Turk, you've interviewed Lil Wayne, you've interviewed BG. So that only leaves but one. Juvie the Great.
You're right. Juve, what up? What up with my interview, Juve?
Gotta come to the channel, Juve.
Come on, Juve. Come rock with us over here, man. We never done nothing but show you love. Bars, you had grabbed how many of Juvenile's albums you grabbed?
Yeah, that's a good question, bro. Grabbed 400 Degrees. Yep. I grabbed who was the one that came out after that one? G Code. Grabbed G Code. Then I kind of skipped around a little bit, and the third one I remember buying was Juvie the Great.
Yeah.
Reunion album when he came back to Cash Money.
Oh, that was the one where he came back to Cash Money.
I need it in my life. Yeah, that was my jam, bro.
Project English.
I was in and out on that one, and then the Wacko and Skip, the UTP, I was in on that too. You know what I'm saying? But like, really, those three was like my jam.
Was it called Make It Clap?
The Know Your Clap.
Know Your Clap. Know Your Clap. I remember that. Juvie did some things. Juvie did some things for his artist, man, and I was really starting to respect that. But you could just tell that UTP wasn't getting off the ground. Even though Juvenile secured their video release on like MTV and all that, you know, you could just kind of tell it wasn't really getting off the ground. And even BG, when he did Chopper City Records, I had met some of BG's artists, but the main release on that, I want to say, was BG as well.
Yeah, definitely. That's why we were looking at the project. We're looking at for BG, not really the underlings.
All right, so Lionel said his favorite member of the group is BG. Everybody put your favorite members of the group. We're about to get to the Lil Wayne diss now. BG all day, Jay said. Deacon said B Jizzle. He's the #1 hot boy.
Wow. Jizzle's smoking right now in the streets. I told him.
Derek Harris said the Baller Blockin' movie soundtrack. Any recollection of the Baller Blockin' movie soundtrack?
Blocking us, Baller blocking us. Yeah, I remember that. That was tight. That was tight. I like that too.
Yep. Lionel, Know Your Clap. I found that respectable, but I was just being realistic about it. I'm like, yo, Juvie, come on, you know what we know you from. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if I'm going to go grab that joint. Just keeping it real. I didn't have the money to buy that shit back then too, so I had to be really selective about what I was going to be buying from the stores. You know what I'm saying?
Got it from the bootleg man. I wasn't going to say nothing, but yeah, the bootleg man held me down.
I watched it. I probably went to you know what I'm saying, to listen to it and shit, but also I used the television to listen to their singles and stuff. So yeah, my bad, man, to the other guys in the group, you know what I'm saying, that I didn't get a chance to hear y'all spitting that shit. BG, I'm a Gunslinger was his best album. Jamal, appreciate you in the building tonight. Everybody drop it in the chat right now. Who was your favorite Hot Boy? My guy Darren Bars said his favorite Hot Boy is Juvenile. I have not told anybody my favorite Hot Boy yet. So put your favorite Hot Boy in the chat as we continue this discussion. Best song is Young Black and Entrepreneur, excuse me. BG had the hardest solo song on the second Hot Boys album called Help.
Oh, we got some diehards in here. We got to go back into the archives. That's what's up. Salute to all y'all, man. That's what's up. Having some barbershop discussions up in here. Okay.
Yo, let's get back to these bars on Gangstified. If y'all want to bring Gangstified up as we're doing the stream, you know, we talk about it on here. Y'all can listen to it as we talk about it. We break it down. So BG had said, miss my life on the road. Couldn't complain to Maselli. He had life without parole. Damn, he's smooth.
That's
Damn,
hard. That's hard. That's hard. That's hard. That's hard.
Not that I would be expecting BG to be the type of person to be complaining like a bitch to his celly or anything. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't see BG in there like, man, I had bling bling. Man, I had these big ass songs, man. Man, I remember this one time I was smoking an eighth blunt and stupidly I gave it to this white boy. That was me. Yeah, BG just passed me off an eighth blunt. We was all in the studio. This guy had the biggest blunt. You know what I'm saying? This thing was big as hell.
Yeah.
So maybe it was more than an eighth. I just have called it an eighth blunt. He just passed it to me and went in the booth. That shit was hard, man.
Hell yeah.
That shit was hard. I was like, am I supposed to pass this to anybody else?
I don't know the rotation. Like, where's it?
I don't think I am. I think I'm supposed to smoke this blunt that BG gave me.
Hell yeah. Blunts is for smoking.
I always respected that from BG, man. You know, I've always respected that from BG. BG was obviously my favorite Hot Boy from the street. You know what I mean? But I gotta say, my favorite Hot Boy. We're gonna get right back into this, guys. I'm sorry. The bars are crazy, but I want to say my favorite Hot Boy is Wheezy, though, man, because Wheezy held me down, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I met Lil Wayne at the French Montana music video shoot for with Rick Ross, Lil Wayne, Drake. You know what I'm saying? His first big single called "Pop That." Wayne was gracious enough to give me an interview. It was dope. And then also one night we was at the Club Dream, and I was filming, and Birdman and Mac Main was all there, and they was just, you know, promoting Young Thug's new project. And I was wearing a truck fit shirt. It was like a white shirt with these crazy ass Rugrat Chucky hair arm sleeves. You know what I mean? And so I was wearing a truck fit shirt that my brother It's Matic had given me. You know what I mean? He'd be getting mad clothes and shit. And so I had this truck fit shirt because they had, and the bouncers grabbed me when I was in there. And then, yeah, they grabbed me. You know what I mean? Because in Miami, they don't really like you filming unless they know who you're filming with. But then Mac Main and Birdman, they're like, they pointed and they were like, nah, he's good. Nah, he's good.
That's what's up.
And also another time at Club Live, I was smoking weed, and this bouncer came over like, yo, what are you doing? You're not allowed to smoke weed in here. And then Mac Main was actually standing right there. I forget who was performing, but Mac Main was like, yo, he's good. He's good. And that time I wasn't even wearing the truck fit. He actually had remembered me and shit.
Yeah.
But I'm going to have to give it to Lil Wayne. I'm giving it to Lil Wayne as my favorite Hot Boy, man. People counted Lil Wayne out. People actually thought people actually thought Lil Wayne's career was going to die out. I don't know if you recall this. We're the same age, Darren Bars.
Yeah, yeah.
So they thought his career was going to die out. At one point, he was going to sign to Jay-Z. He kept it with Birdman, and he actually made that shit work. He made it work.
Yep. And by calling himself the best rapper alive since the best rapper retired.
Yeah, yeah. If you want to keep on promoting your retirement, Jay-Z,
Right.
with it.
Right. Right. Picked up right off the heels of that. Smart.
Yeah, so he said, Selly, he had life without parole. They caught me with a knife, did 30 days in the hole. The recollection on these bars, man, this guy had to do. So I guess if anybody was wondering, if you get caught with a knife in jail, you're going to be doing 30 days in the hole.
Easy.
Doing 30 days in the hole if you get caught with a knife in jail, you guys. I'm just letting you know right now. And then you probably have some other legal ramifications to deal with, man.
Street knowledge.
All right, so next bars. He said, my kids was steady growing. Hoes is steady hoeing. Boosie went hard and my dog was steady blowing. Thoughts on his bars? He gave Boosie a shout out here, a major shout out here. Now, I just want to say he's going to shout out Boosie, but he's not going to shout out Turk.
That's different, man. That was real different. I didn't really. I guess we're gonna really find out through the lyrics who really did what. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't really seem like BG's too into doing interviews talking about who's doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, who's the who, the what to what. But if we read the lyrics, you can see through the lines. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean. He kind of putting it out there with the rhymes and just letting people speculate. I respect that.
It always used to be too, man.
Exactly. You could tell he's cut from that cloth.
So what you're telling me here, Bars, is that if he's actually mentioning Boosie here, and he's saying Boosie went hard and my dog was steady blowing, if he's mentioning Boosie here, it's safe to say Boosie was one of the people looking out for him while he was locked up.
Easy.
Yep. So he shouts out Boosie. Personally, I think he might be a little bit off on that one, though. I mean, let's have the discussion. Is Boosie really still blowing? I mean, he's on Vlad TV every day, every week. No disrespect, Vlad. You know what I mean? But let's have the discussion. Is Boosie as poppin' as he once was?
No, but he's still relevant. I give him that. If anything, he's still relevant. His name still comes up in conversations. So he's the person. Okay. All right, well, let's talk about it. I would say the personality Boosie is way bigger than Boosie the artist. I'll say that much.
Yeah, because you see Boosie complaining all the time about a lot of these guys using references to his music, lyrics from his music, or just his music in general. Why aren't they just reaching out to Boosie himself? Answer to that question is, they hear Boosie on an album and they hear how it sounds. No, I'm not trying to sound any disrespect, but every single Boosie song does not sound like Wipe Me Down. You know what I'm saying? Not every song sounds like that. I don't want Boosie rapping hard shit on my album. I want Wipe Me Down. You know what I'm saying? I want the radio-friendly Boosie, because everything else I hear from Boosie is just hard and it doesn't sound right with his voice. That's my critique.
Set it off, mind of a maniac. Yeah, I hear you. Boosie for me is a hit or miss. I ain't gonna hold you. You know what I mean? Like, I listen to it. I love his lyrics, especially that last album he put out. Like, he was really telling stories. He was really pushing the pen. You know what I mean?
Talking about, do you recollect the album title? Because I remember at a point in time, and if you need to look it up, I'll just talk about what I could recall about it. Because I remember about a point in time when Boosie said he was going to drop an album every single month of the year. And,
I remember
Boosie just doesn't feel like there's much response to his music, which makes him release it less.
But he's also extremely independent too, though. Like a lot of things, like he shoots a lot of movies, he shoots a lot of films, but they're not on Tubi or Netflix. Like you got to buy them off his website with his music too, I believe. So like you could stream his music or whatever, but I think a lot of his newer stuff it's only available on his website. So like I know he's real big on like straight what is it to consumer, straight to consumer. You know what I mean? No middleman.
He is very smart about that, and he found a lot of success with his first movie that way. And you know, I'm not saying that to disrespect Boosie whatsoever. I'm just trying to keep it real. Like Jay says, nobody is checking for Boosie's music, and that's because Boosie is going somewhere. Sorry about that, Darren. If you want to comment. And that's because Boosie is going directions that people don't necessarily want to see him go with music. He's not accommodating to the fans of his music. You're not Lil Wayne, you know what I mean? You got to go right or left. You can't just go straight. You know what I'm saying? You can't just walk. You can't just walk through the water. You know what I mean? Like
I hear you. I might have been alone on this, but I kind of wanted to hear the T.I. Boosie album. I know
that one, bro.
Uncle Murder was like, ain't nobody want to hear that shit. I was like, I kind of did a little bit. Like, I like T.I. though, and I like Boosie. I was curious.
And you had actually told me a little bit, I think, about the Nick, the Dime Trap. Had you told me a little bit about those albums?
Yes. Dime Trap was straight, but the Nick, those 5 joints, perfect.
Yeah, that was a great setup.
Yeah.
And it was a collection album too, which I really respected. It made me say, yo, this guy knows what he wants to do. But T.I. has just never been able to reclaim that success that he once had. You know, he's never been able to reclaim it since like the T.I. vs. T.I.P. album, the King album, and the Paper Trail album.
I mean, in my opinion, all T.I.'s albums, I mean, you got about 5 or 6 good songs for them albums, and after that, it's kind of the same. You know what I mean? And if you really listen to his albums, they all follow the same structure. Like he'll have the street single, the R&B single, usually the Jamie Foxx single. Like he's real. You know what I'm saying? Like he's real. He followed that method for a minute.
His label was a genius. You know what I mean? And somehow he was able to defeat Ludacris. Nobody would have ever expected that one. You know what I'm saying? The fact that he got up on Ludacris. You know, the thing was, though, with those albums I mentioned, this guy T.I. was selling like 500 and 600,000 in the first week. At that point in time, that T.I. would have never in his life done an album with Boosie. No label would have ever cleared it, just like back in the day when Def Jam wouldn't clear Ja Rule working with the Cash Money Click.
No, I agree. No, I agree with that. No, around the Wipe Me Down era, maybe.
Hell no. Maybe
you don't think so?
In the trap music era. Maybe.
And I'm not even
at the same time.
Yeah. And I'm not even saying like not an album, maybe a song or I wouldn't even say a mixtape. Nah, I gotta agree with you. Nah, I wouldn't go down. Nah.
Only this era where T.I. can move 20 or 30 or 40,000 units. Only in this era would that have ever happened. And that would have been dope for Boosie to actually put that as a part of his monthly schedule. Now, I'm getting back to that now. When Boosie said he wanted to release an album every single month, I don't think it was only the sales that made him feel less about it. I think it was collaboration projects like this getting destroyed because of label circumstances, because of snitching circumstances. I think that's another thing that kind of made Boosie back away from it.
Yeah, I agree. I would agree to that.
All right. Back to the lyrics, since we went over the Boosie joint. He shouted out Boosie. That's cool. I kind of feel like he's a little late on that shout out.
I'm better late than ever, like me.
So said Boosie went hard and my dog was steady blowing. Weezy's steady touring, but he's a bitch and it's showing. I'm still a living legend. Don't act like you didn't know it. What do you think, man? Why diss Lil Wayne? How did that? I mean, Hot Boy Turk came out with a video the other day. BG disses Lil Wayne ? And he was wondering, is it really true? Is BG really gonna diss Lil Wayne?
I mean, it's all about what goes on behind the scenes and what we don't know. And honestly, to me, it sounds like I know if I was part of a superstar group and I was locked down for 12 years, and there's only one person, maybe two people out of that group that's really bubbling, I'm gonna reach out to those two and be like, "Oh, what's good? Like, you know what I mean? Like, help me, like I would help you." So, in my opinion, it sounds like the love isn't being. I don't think Lil Wayne is treating BG the way that BG feels like he would have treated Lil Wayne if the roles were reversed. You know what I mean?
It's hard to say.
Yeah.
It's hard to say because before BG went to jail, they weren't working together. You know what I mean?
Right. They were, yeah. That's a fact. That's a fact. They were beefing. Yeah. Remember Lil Wayne said it. He was like, F everybody who left Cash Money. And this, I think it was a source of Double XL. He said that. Oh, and that's the note they went out on. Because remember, they were calling Lil Wayne bipolar. At one point on the first Carter album, Lil Wayne was saying he had the song "I Miss My Boy," man, I Miss My Dogs, or it was a song about him missing the Hot Boys and all that. He went from that to F everybody who left Cash Money. He went from that to F Cash Money. It's all about Young Money. So I don't know.
BG went to jail in 2011, right? December 2011. I just looked it up. So that must have been the same year that I interviewed him, 2011 in Miami, actually, at the Hip Hop Weekly studios and shit like that. So Lil Wayne had a love in 2011. Lil Wayne was beyond the height of his career in 2000.
This is when Lil Wayne came home then, right?
Well, I mean, to me, that doesn't really matter because I'm just looking at the popular songs. Like, when did Lil Wayne release Lollipop?
That was his biggest song to date, I think.
Yeah, that was in 2008.
Okay.
My point is, Bars, if Lil Wayne was going to go back and help y'all, he had the clear opportunity to go back and help y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Lil Wayne was releasing Lollipop in 2008. Let's see. When did T.I. sign BG? Let's see if that comes up. So in 2011, he was talking about his deal with T.I. was talking, or BG was talking about his deal with T.I. Like, you were signed with him. Now, I understand they say jail will bring people back together. You know what I mean? They say people will see. It didn't work with Bangum Smurf at 50.
50 a different animal. That's a whole different beast. He get cancer. Yeah.
That's a whole nother story. But I'm just bringing up those past things in the history. And another thing I want to bring up is Lil Wayne has distanced himself from Birdman. The fact that it was alleged that BG came home and signed with Birdman. Why wouldn't you know Lil Wayne to take that as blatant disrespect? I had mentioned it earlier. They're looking at Birdman like Jerry Heller. They don't want Birdman involved in a Hot Boys reunion. Like the Ice Cube and Dre didn't want Jerry Heller involved in the NWA reunion. How do you think about it in comparison to that?
It's pretty much the same thing. They're looking at him like he's the source of their problems. You know what I mean? Like, I can understand Birdman wanting to take, if not him, then who? Like, if anybody was going to take full reins of that situation, you know what I mean? It would be Birdman. But at the same time, they're all looking at him like, nah, but you're the reason why things went left the first time. But you got to understand, man, you're so young with all that money. Like, you don't always know the right things to do. It don't even always be intentional. You know what I mean? But it's a different ball game. I think Birdman's tried to right a lot of his wrongs from, the past and all that. So hopefully we can get it together. Because as a fan, I just want to see them all get together. But I completely understand everybody looking at him as the source of the pain. Like, oh, you down with him? Oh, I'm going to stay away. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where all the problems started.
Yeah, and it's just crazy to me thinking about it now. Like they said in the NWA movie, you know, Dre, they're like looking at the contracts. He's like, "What? They gave you a swimming pool as a bonus for producing this beat? They gave you a swimming pool?" And then with Cash Money, I hear in the interviews the guys from Cash Money saying, "Oh yeah, man, we made the song and Birdman got us a watch. Birdman got us a condo." What?
Birdman got us a car. None of it in their names.
What is going on with these guys, man? Signing and doing things like creating major records for a car, for a pool. Don't they realize what they're doing is much greater than that value? Like I just
Not at the time. Like, you know, you young, you out the projects, you broke. You know what I mean? You really going from Section 8 and food stamps to $1 million jets and jewelry and women, you know, that would never look twice at you before. Now all of a sudden they just want you. You know what I'm saying? Like you get blinded by that. You know what I mean? So it's like with somebody like, yeah, let me give you a little something, something. It ain't a little something, something. It's not until you get accustomed to that life. And then you start talking to other people, being like, "Oh, this what you getting? Oh, that's what you getting." So when you start getting knowledge of the game, that's when it's like, "Wait, hold up, wait a minute, this ain't right." And then you have the conversation with Birdman, but by then it's too late because you already done signed the contract. So until that contract is expired or bought out, that's the deal, regardless of what the conversation is. Crazy. I'm gonna make it right. I'm gonna make it right, but he ain't obligated to.
Yep, back in the day, man, you know, if you would tell somebody you wanted to get into the entertainment business, they would almost look at you like you were crazy because there weren't as many outlets back then. Now people are getting famous every single day. You know what I mean? Now instead of 10 new artists a year, you know what I mean? Instead of 20 new artists a year, there's 100 new artists a year. You know what I'm saying? But
That's a fact.
yeah, we've been at this for a long time though, man. So this bar right here, let me get into the back of it. He said, Weezy steady touring, but he's a bitch and it's showing. Now you said there's a lot of things that we don't know that could possibly be happening in the background. You know what I mean? Like, let's say contracts not getting signed for Hot Boy reunion projects. Oh, I don't know what just happened with my guy Darren Bars. Hopefully everything is good with him. Hopefully everything is good with my guy Darren Bars. Y'all. Hopefully everything is good with Darren Bars. I'm not really sure what just. No, I'm just messing with y'all. He just had a
technical difficulties.
We almost had like a viral moment right there. Jay said, not to break away from the, hold on, we'll come to that in a second, Jay. But yeah, man, so he's mentioning Lil Wayne, Weezy steady touring. What is he talking about? Is Lil Wayne doing some touring that I'm not aware of?
He was just in Hartford about 3 weeks ago.
Okay, all right. That's why my guy Darren Bars is here. He's got the scoop. I think you went to that show.
Yep. Yes, I did.
You did. You did.
Yeah, it was good.
Did you tell me some shit about how you got into that show for free or something? I was low-key tight that I didn't go.
Oh, man, I went on a limb. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I wasn't gonna go, you know what I mean? But then I was like, whatever, I got the day off, so I ended up going. And then I know people. Like I knew the guy that was at the escalator. So when I went up there, he dapped me up. Then the second guy I ran into, he acted like he knew me. I didn't know who he was, but he was like, "Oh man, yeah, I seen you here. You're good." And I was like, "All right." So I just walked right on back. And then before I knew it, I walked into like the suites where because you know, like every company, not every company, but most of the utility companies in Connecticut, they have a suite at these venues. So I used to work at one of these utility companies. I ain't gonna say the one, I ain't gonna put it out there, but so I seen that one. So I just kind of went into the booth, seen a couple people I used to work with. I watched the show from there. Got some champagne, you know what I'm saying? Like it was straight, bro. I made it all the way backstage to Lil Wayne's dressing room. By the time I got back there, he was gone. So whatever. What? But yeah, I was impressed though. I was like, yeah, I ain't might be able to do that. Like, you know what I mean? And I went by myself on top of it. I was just by myself, dolo. Just rocking. It's cool.
Crazy. I was actually gonna go with you to that show, but I think what did I say? I had to do a stream or something that night.
Oh, you were working, one of the two. Yeah. I know you was getting money. That's the only way you was gonna miss that.
Yeah, man, I really wanted to go to that show with you, man, but I think I was streaming that night, to be honest with you, man. But I do wish I went. Shit, we could have streamed from the show, honestly. Us
For
going
real.
to Wayne,
I was just thinking that. Oh yeah.
Lil Wayne's, you know what I'm saying? It's dope always going back there and shit. But so you're telling me that Lil Wayne is touring, so BG is accurate. He's accurate about that. Lil Wayne touring. Now, the thing is, if you're gonna call somebody out like that, it's like, BG, you done told the general public you are not able to tour. BG said that he has had to turn down millions of dollars in touring, which I don't get. I don't really get that. Millions of dollars, like you ain't even been home that long, dog. Like, what are you? Millions of dollars. I mean, I guess you could say if he did a 50-date show, 30-date show, he would accumulate millions of dollars. But come on, man.
Yeah, I'm not saying like no grand wide tour. I'm not thinking that, but like if he was to hit up all like these like do like that bar circuit, the mom and pop circuit, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, he would clean up because people would come out to see him. There's a draw for him right now.
Yes.
People miss him.
I don't know if it's that same big draw that Boosie had, getting 50 and 60,000 a show. I think that has kind of come and gone. You know what I mean? I think people kind of realized like, oh, damn, we really were paying $50,000 and $60,000 for Boosie.
No, I think it's more because he's being it's not all right. He's not hot today because of what he did back in the day. He's hot today because of the legacy that he had, and he's being consistent today. I ain't gonna lie, the music he has today is better than the shit that he had back in the day, in my opinion. Not all of it, not like the early Cash Money stuff, but like around the stuff before the Grand Hustle, around that time. Yeah, I wasn't really a fan of that era of him. You know what I mean? He sounds better to me today than he ever did.
Well, at this point in time, I'm still trying to get on track with his beat selection, to be real with you. But I am enjoying the fact that he is collaborating with all these different artists like Finesse 2 Times, like Mano, you know what I'm saying? I like Gucci Man and, you know, Boosie. I just don't get it. And maybe you can help me understand, why was Hot Boy Turk not on Choppers and Bricks, the Gucci Man album? How come they didn't have 12 bars worth of room for him there, Darren Bars?
It's got to be something personal, because I'm trying to wrap my head around that myself. Before I tapped into the live, what helped me up, I was reviewing, like I was catching up on a lot of this stuff. On I don't want to call it turmoil, but whatever's going on between Turk and BG, there seems to be some type of disconnect. BG was tripping about, Turk was tripping about some T-shirts, helping his family get backstage. It seems like Turk doesn't understand why BG don't want to work with him, ain't answering his phone calls, not returning his DMs and all that. It could be, honestly, to me, it just sounds like miscommunication. I think the two of them need to sit down in the room, because it's crazy. It's like, if I just come home, I don't know what a DM is. I set up an Instagram, but I don't know what a DM is. And the next thing I know, I see my man's doing interviews talking about how I'm ignoring him. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, I just came home, bro. I'm just trying to do me. I ain't even get to you yet. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden, you over here using my name to generate more stuff for you with conversations that me and you should be having in private. That might be a type of person I want to distance myself from too. But at the same time, speculation, all speculation.
We're going to get that. We're going to get to that part actually in a second, when BG went on a live video and actually mentioned Turk. We're going to get there in just a second, bro. But right now, I just want to finish off the last bars on this, because, you know, he said, Weezy steady touring, but he's a bitch and it's showing. I'm still a living legend. Don't act like you didn't know it. But they had my hands tied, caught up on the chain gang, just like on the streets. All through the pen, you know, my name rang. So I just think right now, the articulation that BG has, and you know what I'm saying, and the way that he defines shit, some of his words he's got to change up a little bit. You know, smooth, rove.
What's that jail lingo? Like, that's where he just came from. Like, he can't help it.
You know what I'm saying? But
Cut him some slack, Mikey. This is the same guy that gave us bling bling. Yo, like, come on, man. You'll get it.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna take your word for it. Y'all can let me know in the chat. Am I being a little too hard on him? I mean, the man called Lil Wayne a bitch. I don't get it. I don't get why you called the man a bitch and you're talking about he's steady touring. BG, you could use the opportunity to tour with him. I bet you, even if Lil Wayne doesn't want to do the Hot Boys album, you know, he might think he's past it. Kind of like how, in all honesty, Dre was past the NWA album. In all honesty, Cube was past the NWA album. They still wanted to do it. If Lil Wayne might not want to do it. He is so far past that it doesn't make sense to his character anymore. Like, honestly, maybe I'm going a little far here. You could tell me, Bars. Like, I don't see the mixtape Lil Wayne even fitting in with the Hot Boys anymore.
Nah, they've all evolved and they've all really expanded. And you got to keep in mind, like, they were like a family when they were younger, but that was a put together group. It ain't like it ain't like they went to high school together and they were like, yo, we're gonna do this, we're gonna get on, we're gonna grind like on an NWA type deal.
Well,
this was
I think Turk said they actually went to like middle school together.
Oh, I know they grew up together, but like as far as like chasing the rap thing, it's more under like they did that for Baby, not doing it for themselves. I don't feel like Turk looked at BG looked at Wayne and was like, yo, the three of us are gonna make a rap group and we're gonna be dope. I think it was more like all three of them rapped, you know what I'm saying? And they knew Birdman because he was already putting on artists way before the Cash Money that we know. Birdman was been putting out artists, and you know he had a label or whatever that he was putting people out. They just didn't blow. So it's like, yo, like Birdman's like, yeah, I got my youngins over here, they rap, blah, say blah. So and then all of a sudden Birdman's like, okay, you rap, I'm gonna put y'all in a group. You know what I'm saying? The flagship is gonna be Juvenile, who's like 20 years older than all y'all. You know what I'm saying? Or 10 years, let's just say 10, 15 years.
Was he really 20 years older than
Nah, he got some years on him, though. They were like, Wayne was like 14, 15. Yeah, Juvie was like 26, 27 at that time. That's why he didn't really.
You came together with your, I'm going to be real. You came together with your story there, too. I was like, all right. Yep, that is actually accurate depiction of the Hot Boys right there because, you know, at a certain point, I think BG and Wayne were a group called the BGs,
right?
The Gangsters, and then Turk had got his way in there, you know, because Turk was telling me he was a little bit jealous of BG, and he actually started dissing him back in the day when they were younger to get a little bit of attention, and then he got in there with him. He got in there more so through Slim, from what I remembered him telling me, and it's pretty evident now. After Birdman came out his mouth about Hot Boy Turk, talking about, I didn't really know Turk like that. Man, he was 1/4 of the Hot Boys, man. Yo, it ain't even a Hot Boy reunion without Hot Boy Turk. I'm just going to be real.
That's a fact. Yeah, you need all four. It don't matter who played what, who did what, you need all four, period.
This ain't Dipset, man. This ain't Dipset where you can do a reunion with Cam, Jimmy, and Jewels. I'm sorry, but that's not what it is. And, you know, we're from the East Coast, Darren. We're from the East Coast. How many reunions do they do with Dipset without Freaky Zeke?
Woo!
And I love Freaky Zeke. He gave me my first interview. I love Freaky Zeke, man. Freaky. But they do Dipset reunions without Freaky all the time.
All the time. Yeah, all the time.
A Hot Boy reunion without Turk, Juvie, Wayne, and BG. You need all four of them. I'm just saying that right now.
All four. All four. And if you really want the full package, you got to throw Birdman and Manny Fresh in there too.
Oh, man. I mean, you don't really need the big timers in there, man.
Yeah, get your roll on. You know, if you want to hear all the verses without them skipping and stopping songs short, you know, you need the whole package. You need that too.
You're not wrong, bro. You are not wrong.
Yeah, that would make a lot of money. These boys need to get up out their feelings and get to the bag for real. Just that's speaking from a fan.
So let's get to this. When BG went on Instagram Live, he went on Instagram Live for his first time. I want to say, man, like you said, these people getting out of jail, they don't really know social media like everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kind of
12
like
years is a
me.
big difference. Like, yeah.
Kind of like me. I didn't make an Instagram until the day before I left Miami. It's like, come on. You got to understand social media this day and age, or not even social media. You have to understand technology. And
That's it. That's the name of the game right there. Tech. Just the tech. Know the tech.
Yep. And just like coming out of jail and shit, you know, it's just something that you're on the underhanded side of. You don't really know actually what's going on. Maybe you have a computer in jail where you can access things, but you're not actually going live on that. You're not learning those different things. So it's all going to be kind of weird to you. You know, I've seen it many times. You know, I went through it myself. You know what I mean? Not being too into tech like that.
You remember when DMX first came home and everybody was telling him to tweet? He was like, I'm not tweeting. I don't know what the tweet is. All right, fine, I'm gonna tweet. And then he said something like, I tweeted or something stupid. He's like, yeah, I did it. Now everybody leave me alone. Like
Deacon said that Boosie album when he got out of jail was fire. Yeah, man, that was the album that was called. Yo, Darren Bars, I'm gonna ask you, do you know what that album was called? Boosie's first album out of jail.
Nah, I got it pulled up though. Hold on. Was it First Day Back?
Nah, bro, it was Touchdown to Cause Hell.
Let me see it up here. Yeah. Damn.
Touchdown to Cause Hell, baby. I know my shit, bro.
Yeah, you do.
I know my shit. I lived through it.
2015.
Came home. My guy Jamal said Tunchi's the best rapper alive. I also wanted to add in that Hot Boy Turk is my honorable mention for the second favorite Hot Boy.
Word.
That's my guy right there, man. Turk showed me a lot of love and a lot of respect. Lionel said, like father, like son. I'm repeating it. And the DJ and the dedication. Yeah, exactly, Lionel.
Yeah, that.
And the DJ drama mixtapes. And also the Carter 2. Like, I mean, no disrespect to the Carter 1, but I think after that album with the Carter 2, he really cemented it, proved himself. Actually, one of my favorite songs ever to be made would be Hustler Music by Lil Wayne.
That's fire. Fire. Love that song. And it's long too, and I never get tired of it. When you just put that on, man, just on a rainy day, throw it, turn it all the way up, crack the window, blow the smoke, and just vibe to it. And just vibe to it. That's my jam, bro. Yes.
I'm just asking y'all, please. Yo, all right. Ethel Taylor said Hot Boys are over 2024. It's a hot take. Darren Bars, respond to that.
I think money is the subject. I think money will make all of them show up. I can't hold you. I don't think any of them really care for each other, to be honest with you. But I think money is the subject when it comes to all 4 or 6 or however many. I think they'll all show up for the dollar. That's a fact. If the money's right, they'll show up. But getting the money right, now that's the problem. That's the whole.
So I'm saying Lil Wayne is out there touring on his own for probably, $1 million plus. I don't know what his touring thing is like nowadays.
The tickets started at about roughly 150 to 200, and that was for the back. That was all the way in the back. So yeah, he's making dough, and it's arena tour. It's an arena tour.
Capacity?
Sold out.
How many people in there?
Couldn't even tell you.
Over 10,000?
The Webster Arena.
Am I lowballing that at 10,000?
I'd say at least the minimal. Minimal's 10. But they had it like cut off because it's a stadium. So like they had like the back, or like they had one section of it cut off to make it like open. You know what I'm saying, for him. So there's nobody like standing behind him. You know what I mean, watching from behind. So like yeah, I would say like a good 10, good 10. Good sold break. Out too.
So Jay said T.I. lost his spot once he went to prison. He has several classic albums under his belt. Yeah, like the albums I mentioned. You know, when he really got on, it was Urban Legend. You know what I'm saying? Yes. But before that, I really like trap music. I was uninterested in I'm Serious. I believe it was called I'm Serious. And I'm serious when I tell you that I was seriously uninterested in that album.
Yeah, I didn't really like I'm Serious either, to be honest with you. That one missed me. King, I actually went back and listened to King the other day. Wow. I love them 5 songs on that 20 track or 30 track album. For real, it was a double album, I think. But yeah, them 5 records, man. Gotta love them first 5 records. Shout out to T.I., man. I'm just playing. Shout out to
Well, that's one thing that 50 Cent would complain about back in the day. 50's like, I'm sick of all these rappers putting out these albums with like 3 or 4 songs that you could only listen to. That's why I'm going to start to put out albums you can listen back to front.
I remember Rich Boy. That was the last. Rich Boy is probably the last time I bought an album. In all honesty, I bought it. I bought that album. I just knew it was going to be dope. Interscope put it out, had the #1 song, throw some D's on it. Man, that whole album was trash, man. The whole thing, though. The whole thing. Only it had All Look at Here, had Throw Some D's on it, and Throw Some D's on it remix, which I didn't even really like. Just frisbee that shit out the window, bro. Shout out Rich Boy, bro. You know, it was a great 2 songs, but and we ain't heard from Rich Boy since, right?
No,
I don't think so.
The last thing I heard about him, he was touring with Young Buck.
Well,
no pun intended. You said 2 songs. My bad. I was just doing a little promo. Were you talking about the Throw Some D's on that bitch and then the Throw Some D's on that bitch remix?
Yep, that was all he had. And the All Look at Here. That was okay for a moment. That was straight.
Man, I'm not gonna send any shade at I'm not gonna throw any shade at what was it, Rich Kid?
Rich Boy.
Damn it, I was gonna say Rich Boy. Now he's never coming on the show.
Damn, he'd be a good one though. We should reach out. He should. Maybe tell us why that album only had 2 singles.
Maybe he won't hear this. What are you saying, bro? Now he's not come on the show. Everybody would have loved it if Rich Boy came on the show.
Yeah, you ain't lying. All right, let me chill. I want to holler at Rich Boy. Shout out Rich Boy, man.
I'll let you remix Throw Some D's. Oh, Jesus. Throw some D. Oh, come on, Rich Boy. All right, Lana said, when some rappers go to trial, it makes them create their best work. Shyne's Godfather Buried Alive album, for example. All right, so I'm going to ask you right on the spot. What was the better album? You guys can answer in the chat as well. Was the debut album Shyne better, or was Godfather Buried Alive? I'm putting you on the spot.
I got to disagree with Lionel. I got to go with the first one. That debut album on Bad Boy, and that was crazy. And he had a lot to prove because, you know, you sound like Biggie. So it had to be dope. It just had to be dope. The second one, I feel like it could have been dope, but he didn't get a chance to finish it. You know what I mean? There was a lot of 1-verse songs. I remember Ashanti was on the single, I think. Yep. Like it would have been dope, but I kind of missed this mark, and he wasn't here to really promote it either. So I mean, I got to go with the first one, man. The first one had that. What year did it come out? That summer was crazy. Shyne owned that summer.
2000.
Yeah, summer.
He had What You Gonna Do When Shit Hits the Fan. He had That's Gangsta. He had Bonnie and Shyne. He had Bad Boys. So, but let me see. I don't know but that's my question. But so he was saying it when they go to trial, it makes them create their best work. So what did you think about the transition that Shyne made from the first to second album? Did you think his lyrics were progressing? Did you did he have any more clear, like distinguished way that he spoke compared to Biggie? Like, did you look at it like that in any way?
I just felt like it was undone. Like I felt like he started the project, and like when he was supposed to go back and finish it, the club got shot up. So you know what I mean? And it was like, okay, well, we're saying Shyne's still a hot rapper. We still have some material, so let's just do what we do with all the rappers that either pass away or get locked up. We'll just call a bunch of Pop Smoke. Same thing 50 did with Pop Smoke's album. Get a bunch of features on it to fill in the gaps, get some people singing on it, and then just put it out. So I didn't really see any growth from it, to be honest with you. I mean, maybe I got to go back and listen to it again, but I feel like maybe I would have got the point more had it been a complete album, to Lionel's credit.
Nice. All right, so let's get caught up in these comments before we do this part where BG was speaking on Turk. Yo, what's poppin', Melvin? Yo, Lionel, go check out my interview with BG if you haven't seen it.
Wow.
Jay said 50 Cent wanted to sign BG and Mystical before the jail stint. Did you ever hear about any of those rumors back in the day?
No, but I wouldn't be surprised. They were $1 million. No, let's just say they were potentially platinum selling artists without a home, and everybody turned their back on them. So I mean, 50 Cent was in a position to put some money behind them with his influence to get them back where they were supposed to be. Just didn't work out the way we thought it would, like with Mobb Deep and MOP. Well, I love that album, but you know, let the streets tell it. Mobb Deep fans did not like Blood Money. I loved it.
Yo, salute everybody tapping in. Appreciate you. Salute AP. Appreciate you, G's. Mumble rap. Oh, no, hold on. My bad. All things independent. Salute to you. Everybody in here, hit that like button. Drop a comment in the chat. Let us know who your favorite hot boy is. Vote in the poll if you haven't yet. And also let us know what city and state you're representing. Connecticut is in the building heavy tonight.
203.
Oh, shit. Throw some D's. Was that produced by Polo the Don?
Yep.
That's nuts. That's nuts.
And he did the All Looker Here, I think. And Young Buck's first single off the Buck the World album. Yeah, Polo was smoking at that time. My man.
Let us know what you think. Let me check the poll real quick, see how it's doing. Looking at to see what everybody thinks as far as who the best hot boy is. So we got BG with 44% of the vote.
That's crazy.
Followed by Lil Wayne with 29% of the vote.
That's crazy. We got some real beat jizzle fit. Yo, that poll just said a lot, bro. I'm saying it's his consistency from being home, bro. That's why people are liking him now. Salute the BG. He got a promising future, man. Not for nothing. Because, like, he came home and it's not like, oh, okay, like, who's BG? And then, like, you hear him and it's like, yo, this dude's actually pretty dope. Oh, let me go back and listen to his old stuff. Ain't like the majority of the rappers that come home and fell off. Like Shyne, for example. Shyne came home and completely lost the Biggie accent that I was calling it. That was gone. But, you know, shout out to Shyne doing his thing in the Bleeds and all that. You know what I'm saying? That's dope. Salute to him. You know what I'm saying? But, like, a lot of people come home and they just lose it and they expect the hype of what they did before to carry them over because they stayed strong in jail, because they held it down in jail. Y'all know where I'm going with this. Bobby Shmurda. Bobby. We love Bobby Shmurda, man. We love the song. We love the single. He went to jail, came home, and has not captured the same momentum since. But we still love Bobby. Bobby was dancing in Dubai not even a week ago. So he's still getting money from somewhere. He's still with celebrities doing his thing. But that's another one, man. Has not recaptured the momentum that he had from when he went out, from before he went in. BG has.
Well, you know, he actually already has a full project out, followed by several solo video or duet videos. So BG went on social media. Obviously, you know, that's what most rappers will do. Once they start to get the buzz, they're going to capitalize on it. They're going to go on social media so they can just keep everything moving. So BG got asked some questions. He said, they asked me if I'm wondering about Turk. What am I worrying about Turk for? I ain't even addressing that man. You heard me? Almost shot at me the other day. I'm just getting out the way. But why does he say it like that? What's your initial reaction to that?
I don't think he meant like shot, like actual like shots. I think like he was throwing shots. Like, I just came home, I ain't said nothing about you, and all of a sudden you're online talking about what you did for my family, that I'm mad at you with about some t-shirts that I ain't respond to your DM. That's some whole shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to hear it from the internet before you talk to whoever to get in touch with me. Like, I don't know. So like, I feel like BG's just like, yo, I just came home. I'm just trying to find footing. I'm just trying to get back. I'm still getting my footing in the world and all that. And already I'm learning out with the new YouTube, the new 5.0 YouTube of what today is. And I see my group member dissing me damn near. You know what I mean? And it looks like it's for clout. Like, you talking about things that should be private conversations, more or less. That's what I think, but I don't know. There ain't no telling. But it kind of, because go ahead.
So BG said, they asked me if I'm wondering about Turk. What am I worrying about Turk for? I ain't even addressing that man. You heard me? I ain't even addressing that man. Why refer to him as that man, as if they don't have some sort of a relationship together that predates everything, predates their fame? You know what I mean? Like, that isn't just that guy. That's not just that man. That is somebody that we have all been led to believe in the general public that is one of your best friends.
I mean, he went as far as to call Lil Wayne a bitch, but he also called him a brother in the same bar. So I mean, that's that. But now we go to this, and it's like, I ain't got nothing. I'm not mentioning that man. Like, you completely distancing yourself away, like want nothing to do with him at all. You know what I mean? So there must be like a bad taste in his mouth towards him for whatever reason.
Like, what is the point about this? That guy, that man, that dude, he held you down for 10 years. I mean, I might be getting a little bit ahead of myself, but this guy told LeBron James, hold up, LeBron. Maybe I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself.
No. I think you're onto something. That's why I think it's honestly a miscommunication. I don't think the two of them have not had a conversation. Clearly, they've been talking through other people. I mean, from what we've been seeing. And I honestly think BG doesn't understand what Turk was trying to do for him because it's a two-sided story. Turk's like, I don't see why you mad. Yeah, what just because these t-shirts? I made these t-shirts just to keep you relevant. I wasn't making no money from the t-shirts. What, you thought I was gonna send you some money? Like, it wasn't, you know what I mean? A conversation has to be had. 'Cause it sounds like some dumb shit. You know what I mean? To be beefing over t-shirts and DMs. Y'all got way too much history for that. Gotta be miscommunication.
But right now, it's like, you know, we've seen several rappers that are lit get out of jail. You just mentioned Bobby Shmurda, Boosie prior to that in 2014 or 15 when he got out of jail. They don't have any time. They don't have any time to just go and do things, especially BG in this situation. He's in a halfway house. Right now, BG's time is taken up. He's got Gucci Man hitting him. He's got, you know what I mean, Finesse 2 times hitting him. He's got Mano shooting videos and Boosie shooting videos with him. You know, his time is just being taken up right now, and I don't think you could really take that personal, is all I'm saying.
I feel that. That's why I just say it's got to be miscommunication, bro. 'Cause it sounds like some whole shit to be beefing over. Like, there's nothing real. It's not like somebody killed somebody. It ain't like we've heard of. They some hot boys for real, bro. Because all we got is name calling. You know what I'm saying? Miscommunication. Like, yeah, it sounds like the Rugrats need to all sit back in the playpen, have a conversation, and go on another adventure. For real. They all a little too big for their britches at this point. Like, and I just think a conversation needs to be had.
Lionel asked, "Do you remember the London song from Fergie?"
Yes. Yeah, I do. Dope beat. Oh, what's he trying to say? Polo the Don produced that too?
I don't know, possibly. So, but anyways, back to BG's statement. He said, "I ain't did nothing but come home trying to get some money in a halfway house. I ain't beefing with nobody. Really, it's all gravy, though everything is gonna work itself out." So this statement came out prior to him saying Lil Wayne is a bitch. Is Lil Wayne just gonna brush off that? I didn't ask you this. Is Lil Wayne gonna brush off that calling him a bitch thing?
Yeah.
And
for the money. Wayne has said way worse. You know what I'm saying? And mind you, they're family at the end of the day. Like, they got that rapport with each other. So I mean, like, yeah, nah, that ain't gonna stop Wayne from doing a reunion. You know what I mean? Well, I'm a bitch. You a bitch, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, bitch. Like, whatever.
All right.
I think before you continue, I think BG saying that about Turk was a little more hurtful. Like, I ain't mentioning that man. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Oh, so I'm not your brother. I'm just a man now. Like, that hurt more than being called a bitch.
Kind of disrespectful, you know what I mean? Just because of the history that they have.
Yeah.
Outside of when he was outside and when he was inside of jail, because Turk took time out of his career, you know what I mean, to promote BG. And I would want somebody that was in my label to do the same for me.
Facts. Yeah, it's only right.
All right.
But
now,
maybe go ahead.
I was gonna ask, do you think that Lil Wayne's actually gonna respond to this on track?
No. Maybe never say never, but it ain't gonna be no whole song. It'll be like a bar. He'll give him a bar like he gave him a bar. Okay. You know what I mean? But nah, I don't think he's gonna dedicate a whole track or an album or like, some Lil Wayne's new ether towards BG. Nah, I don't think it's gonna be that deep.
Another thing I wanted to bring up is that BG probably gets asked about Turk a lot. He gets asked about it a lot, and it's probably annoying to him. He's probably thinking, like, why every time someone sees me, they have to ask about Turk? Why do they got to ask about Wayne? Why do they got to ask about the Hot Boys? You know what I'm saying? Just like he said to Elliott Wilson, like, yo, I'm here promoting a Gucci man. Why do we talk about the Hot Boys right now?
I get that. I understand that too. And he's smart for that because just like you said, like if he was to go on Rap Radar and give all those stories, then what's he going to say when he goes on Drink Champs? What's he going to talk about when he's on The Breakfast Club? Like, nah, like this is what I'm here. This is what I'm promoting. This is what I'm here for. Let's talk about that. That makes sense. And Gucci's right here with him. So why are we you don't see Gucci talking about Waka Flocka. You're not asking him what happened with the Ferrari boys and what happened with OJ and how he feels about Ms. A and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, it's BG, it's Gucci. Let's keep the conversation here. So I get that.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna have to go back. I'm gonna have to go back and check out my interview with BG.
Yeah, me too. I've been thinking of it's funny you said that. I was gonna do that earlier. I'm like, yo, man, like I haven't seen that in a minute. Long minute. I might have to do a reaction to that one.
So we all saw the video. Let's talk about a couple instances, man. Turk put out an instance. I did an interview with him. He spoke about the fact that BG came home from a halfway house or a rehab. BG had dope on him. They got pulled over, and BG actually gave Turk the dope because, okay, I'm going to break this down because at that point in time, BG was in a rehab. He was going to go to a serious amount of jail time. He was going to do a serious amount of jail time if he had got caught with that, whereas Turk probably was clean at that point. So you could say you would risk something like that for your homeboy. But I'm saying the fact that Turk would do that for BG shows you how much he actually gave a damn about that guy. I'm kind of wondering, did BG forget about that or something?
Ain't no telling, man. Like, jail changes people. Time changes people, and jail changes people, and money changes people. So it could be. You know what I mean? Because for somebody to take a charge for you, that's no small fee. Remember, the same thing happened with Biggie and D-Rock. When they both got locked, when they both got locked up, D-Rock took the charge for Big and didn't come home until like the year that the Notorious movie came out. So, damn, that ain't no small feat. That's all I'm saying.
That was like 2006.
Damn. From what, like 96 to 2006?
Whoa. Yeah, he must have come home before that.
I remember Diddy bringing him on live, like around the time the Notorious movie was. I was like, "Yo, this is the guy." You might be right, but he was like, "This is the guy. This is the guy that did the bid for Big. He home. So he might have been home, and Diddy just got in touch with him. But I remember that on IG, and I was like, "Damn, this whole time he was gone." Like,
the movie released in 2009. And I can find when D-Rock came home from jail. Yeah, I can't find when he came off jail off the top.
Hey, if you guys know in the comments, put that in there. When did D-Rock come home from jail? What year? If y'all could Google that for us right quick. Wiki something.
Yo, Darren Bars, you have bikini. You have women in bikini in the background.
Oh yeah. These are my women's. Yeah, I grew up with them. You know what I'm saying? You got Meg Griffin. You got Marge Simpson. You got the girls from Archer. You got Dexter Laboratory, Mom Dukes, and her cheeks is out. Miss Big Head. You know what I'm saying? Got the Futurama honeys. You know what I mean? April O'Neil down here from the Ninja Turtles. You know what I'm saying?
You don't have any nude women there pictured, do you?
Nah, it's all PG-13, I would say. It's PG. It's PG-13.
PG-13, man.
I got children. You know what I'm saying? I can't be promoted. I can't. My children come in the room to play the game. My nieces and nephews, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have kids, but you know what I'm saying? The children come through and play the game on the big screen. I didn't want them hitting puberty too early. You know what I'm saying?
On my co-host Darren Bars' name, damn it. And also go subscribe to his YouTube channel right now.
Let's get it.
Crazy reaction videos in the future. So let's bring it up, man. Turk stopped LeBron James when he did not mention, BG. You know what I'm saying? Everyone cares about Eminem wearing the free Yayo shirt, but no one cares about Turk telling LeBron James, hold up, LeBron, shout out BG. You know what I'm saying? People still think about the Hot Boys. Honestly, most people think, you know what I mean? Most people thought it was probably a dub with Lil Wayne's success, but the Hot Boys still have a lot of fans. The Hot Boys still have a chance to get going. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. I think so. I think it should get back. I'm waiting for it. I'm here for it, man. I'm here. I want old music. I want new music. I want reunions. I want tours. I'm around. All of them.
Well, what do you think about Turk telling LeBron James to hold up? Because LeBron James was like, we got Juve. He's like, we got Tunchi. We got Juvie. We got Manny Fresh. And we got Turk. And then Turk is like, hold up, LeBron. BG. What do you think about him doing that to LeBron James, man?
That's equivalent to Eminem wearing a free Yayo. You know what I mean? Wearing a free Yayo t-shirt. So good shot. Like, hold up, we're not about to forget about my guy because he ain't here. He can't speak for himself. So if ain't nobody gonna hold him down, I'm gonna hold him down because that's my man's in him. So I felt that. That was dope.
That was just nuts, man.
Yeah, that was crazy as hell.
This guy cut off LeBron James, man.
I don't know. It worked for Old Dirty. You know what I'm saying? Crashing the Grammy Awards. And Kanye West interrupted Taylor Swift. I'm going to let you finish.
That's a good point, man. That is a very good point. But yeah, so that's pretty much what we had to discuss today, man. Darren, I'm going to give you the floor. Is there anything else you wanted to discuss in relation to this topic?
Um, in a nutshell, man, I hope they work this out. It sounds like some whole shit to me. It don't sound like there's no real beef. It don't sound like these gentlemen have gone through anything outside of just miscommunication for any reason why the two of them cannot get for the four of them to get back together or the six of them, like I said. But like I also said, I don't think any of them were actually friends. I think money is what put them together in the first place. So money is what's going to put them back together in the second place. And what was Turk saying today on his live during his rant? Turk was saying, if money is the problem, then you need to get some money.
That's true.
Okay. As simple as that was, I'll take it and run with it. If money is the problem, we got to get some money. Problem solved. Beautiful. Beautiful.
All right, we're going to take some open questions right now. If anybody has open questions, you could send them in. And I'm going to look at the poll to see how we're doing over here. Well, it looks like it's going to end out. The poll is going to end out at BG with 47% of the vote.
Wow. I wonder if we would have did the same poll a month ago, what would it have been? I guarantee you nobody would have been mentioning nothing about BG. I bet you Turk might have took that number. No, I ain't gonna go that far. But I would say it would be between Juvie and Wayne way before BG was brought into that. Because we got Juvie coming in third, right? On your poll?
Do you want to hear the rest of the numbers?
Yeah.
All right. Hold on. Let me just say this. BG just went up to 48%. Everybody right now, vote in the poll, and drop a question if you have an open question pertaining to hip-hop. And also hit that like button, man, if you haven't already hit the like button. So number 2, so BG is 48%, Lil Wayne 30%.
That's crazy.
Okay, hold up. BG down to 47%, and Lil Wayne still at 30%. So number 3, third is Juvenile with 17%.
Wow. I just
Can you believe that, man? Juvenile
No.
at one point obviously
Yes.
the most famous.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I wonder what would have happened if we would have asked the same question around the time when Juvenile did the Tiny Desk performance. That's like the last like he had. So I wonder, like, we would have did the same poll then. Would he have came in second? I think it would have been like Wayne in first, Juvie in second, BG in third. But now that BG's home, BG's taking the number 1 spot of the Hot Boys. Yo, that says a lot about today's climate, bro. Yo, you know what? To everybody that's watching, if you're an artist and you're aspiring to, be one of the people that we up here talking about, don't give up. As long as proof is in the pudding, man. Come with them bars, kick them stories. Don't do what you think people want to hear. Put your story in between the paper lines. Write your story, and I guarantee you that's what's going to get picked up, because that's why we're all feeling BG. Each one of these verses that we've heard, it feels like he's fresh out of jail. He's taking us to him right to the pen, right in his jail cell. We just there with him. Every single verse. You know what I'm saying? Pretty soon, I say like a month from now, we're going to start hearing verses about him being in the halfway house. And then a month after that, we're going to start hearing about him being off probation and back into the world. And then we'll get that BG that we know is coming, the bling bling. That's coming. Oh, I'm in Dubai, boy. I'm in the Bahamas, boy. You know what I'm saying? I'm checking in with Weezy, boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's coming. It's coming. But I love that, because now you can really forget about an Instagram, forget about a Facebook, about following people. We're literally following BG's story through his rhymes and through his socials and Instagram and all that stuff. But you get what I'm saying. Like, he's really, that's some real MC. Salute to BG. Salute to all the Hot Boys, man, 'cause that's dope.
Let me see what we got here. All Things Independent said Birdman is going to have to be able to stay home if the Hot Boys ever gonna be able to have a reunion tour. Too many of them don't get along with Birdman, so if he's there for the tour, it ain't gonna work. Now, Birdman actually allegedly signed BG. I'm not sure if he currently still has Juvenile signed. So statistically, he could have half of the group members technically signed.
That is true. I know he got Juvie. He doesn't have Wayne, and allegedly he has BG. He has Turk too, doesn't he?
I'm not sure if he has Turk. I could have sworn they did a deal, but but Birdman does so many deals that just don't work out.
Yeah, there's that.
I
Yeah.
was mentioning Busta Rhymes earlier. I was mentioning Bow Wow. For some reason, he signed Bow Wow.
I remember that.
For some reason, he signed Chopper City from the Making the Band.
No.
Yes.
I didn't know that. Oh.
Chopper City, just because he was on Making the Band, it's like he has a chance.
I mean, more from a perspective. I mean, from a CEO perspective, he has more of a chance than a Joe Schmo from around the way because he's already been on TV. So, like, I get it. It's no different from like the Bad Barbie, the Catch Me Outside girl. How about that? People already knew who she was. Get an executive, give her a beat, write her some lyrics, look pretty in front of a camera, twerk a little bit, be a star. No problem, because she already made herself a star.
Bad Baby's out of here. All right, so this one's gonna be a little hard. Everybody send in your questions. Send in your questions. So let me last with all right. So BG has 48% of the vote. This is based on 122 votes as well. So BG 123 votes. Excuse me. BG has 48% of the vote. Lil Wayne has 29% of the vote.
That's crazy.
Juvenile has 17% of the vote.
That's crazy.
And Turk has 6% of the vote.
I can't believe that. That is crazy. I wish we would have did this a month ago. I guarantee you the numbers would have been all over the place. Matter of fact, the next time another Hot Boy does something dope, or like, they have like another headline, let's revisit this and then see what the poll will be again. Definitely. Let's remember these numbers.
That's actually a great idea. That's a great idea, man. So Justin says, do you think Turk was the weakest link out of the Hot Boys?
Yeah, I'm gonna say they all played their position, bro. I ain't gonna say I don't think there was a weak link in the Hot Boys. I think they all played their position. Like you could say that about Turk, but Turk had one of the best breakaway lines from the Hot Boys' whole entire run. I like them hot, the ones that don't tell me to stop, eat, you know what I'm saying? Like that, bro, like that. No weak link is gonna come up with that. That's all I got to say.
Wow, that was well put. I'll give that to you, man. That was well put. Because a lot of people would just go, oh, Turk was the least successful one out of the group. Turk is the one that only put out one album. Turk is the guy that got his verse removed from, was it Bling Bling?
I believe so, yeah.
From the commercial edit of Bling Bling. People will say things like that. But I really like the way that you broke that down right there, man. That was a very good what kind of answer do they call that? That was a very good
not rebuttal.
What's the answers were that's a very good politically correct.
There it is.
Answer right there. But also, you're a lyricist. You know what I mean? You're a lyricist. And let's be real. French Montana just used that on a record. It's relevant today. Juvenile has wanted to bring Turk on tour with him at various times based on what you're talking about. Simply that.
Yep.
Bring him on tour based on those few bars you're just talking about.
Mm-hmm. Most people need a hit. He just had a line. Bruh. One or the other. That's cool. Some legendary stuff right there.
All right. So let's see. All Things Independent said, people been loving BG since back in the day. Juvie be a close second. Then Wayne would be around up third, and Turk would be the last because he ain't the headline or the topics of talk like the other three are. All right, so he said Juvie would be a close second. Then Wayne would be third. Wow. All Things Independent is saying BG would be first. And I'm going to have to disagree with that because I would say it's Wayne, then it's Juvie, then it's BG, then it's Turk. Like in all reality, that's actually the order of the success of the Hot Boys. I mean, you can give me your order as well. Everybody write your order in the chat if you want. But I'm going to say based on success, it is Lil Wayne, it is Juvenile, it is BG, and it is Turk. Because of the fact that Juvenile, BG's released a ton of independent albums. Juvenile's released a ton of albums too, that I think if you put both the albums in comparison, they've sold more.
Mm-hmm.
Like really, if you compare the albums, they've sold more. And I'm not just talking about, the albums with like Back That Ass Up and what's the other one? Was it called Rodeo?
Rodeo. That was a reality check.
Yeah. Didn't he was it Rodeo or did he have another one that was like a slower version of Back That Ass Up? Was that Rodeo?
Slow motion. Slow motion.
There you go. Yeah, there's no comparison right there. I'm just being real. There's no comparison when it comes to Juvenile and BG because BG had a few breakout songs, but he didn't have the mainstream success that Juvenile had. We're just being real.
I also the independent what's his name? Completely Independent. I want to know where he's from, like where he's from, what city and state he's from, because that matters a lot. What region he's from. To say that, because that's bold. Because remember what I told you, BG's never been the #1 flagship artist off of Cash Money. But when I was growing up,
he was before Juvenile. He was the flagship Cash Money artist.
I mean, after that, after Juvenile did this, after Juvenile blew up, and then trickling down.
Juvenile took it to the next level. BG had it bubbling, and then Juvie took it to the next level.
Right.
Jail. BG went to jail, so they say that's one of the reasons that Juvenile took off. I don't know that I necessarily agree with that.
Oh, okay. We're talking about that. Okay, yeah, my bad. We got to back up a little bit. It could have been. So BG went to jail, and so BG set it off. Juvenile picked it up, launched it with high 400 degrees and all that. Then BG came home. Then they formed the Hot Boys.
Yes, yeah, it wasn't all that long later. He came home I believe he came home in like 99 or no, he came home in like 98 or something like that.
If I'm not mistaken, I think BG was in the video for Hot.
Yeah, he was out at that point.
Okay, understood. So before I knew who Juvenile was, I knew who the Hot Boys were, but not really. But I knew it was familiar. It was around the bling bling era. In high school, career day, I told you the story. Career day, the teachers going around asking the kids hey, what do you want to be when you grow up? This one kid say, I want to be like BG when I grew up. He wasn't laughing, he didn't smile, he didn't frown. He was so dead serious because that's how much BG really touched this kid's soul. For real, he wanted to be a hustler. You're gonna tell him nothing. You're gonna tell him nothing different. Crazy. So for you to say BG had the streets, that's why I want to know where you're from, your city, your state. So, so I could get a better idea of how it was moving back then in 99 and the 2000.
Well, in the Cash Money thing, he had the streets, but he just didn't really break through to the mainstream appeal like Juvenile did. He took it to the next level. But BG had the streets, and they were saying that he was going to break through. I mean, I think BG, he kind of has that Mobb Deep, that Prodigy built-in core audience, which is odd for me to say that because Prodigy had actually reached out to work with him as well.
I could see that. The two of them kind of seem like they're the same. Yeah.
Now he could have been bigger. He could have been a lot bigger had he not gone to jail. When Turk came home, he would have got that second win right there. And when he went to jail, he was 29 years old. So he missed all of his 30s. A lot of people look down on their 30s but those are golden years of your life, man.
Man, you're an adult, but you're not old. Dang, you don't want to miss your 30s.
Yep, like you said earlier, man, they definitely would have came back with the Hot Boys. Yo, people would be in such a different position right now. Like, you know what I mean? If they had got that Hot Boys reunion, people would be millionaires and shit.
You ain't lying, bro. And it's still sitting there. That's a whole gold mine just sitting there. Don't even need new music, just off the old catalog and them getting together on stage. That's $1 million tour.
Yeah, All Things Independent said he is from Indiana, the Midwest.
Midwest. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I could see that.
Robert Williams says back in the day, real time, BG, Juvie, Wayne, Turk. Oh, he's right. Except I would flip Juvie and BG. This is real time, 1999. If we're talking 1999, you flip Juvie and BG. But if you're talking just a little bit before that, this man, Robert Williams' name, Robert Williams' list is accurate.
Yeah.
It's accurate, Bars.
Yeah. Yo, I forgot that BG was the flagship dude.
Do you have audio playing somewhere on your end?
Mm-mm.
Okay, I was just hearing a little echo. Astro says, to be honest, I think Wayne has the financial backing to get them signed and make a new Hot Boys and make new money. They can put aside the feelings and bring real hip hop back. Your take?
That's wishful thinking. The answer, yes. Will he? No. No. Yo, once you come from put yourself in Wayne's shoes, bruh. You come from a group, right? You're the superstar breakout of that group, right? Then you start doing albums with your CEO, who's your daddy, right? Then you break away from him, or you do or you don't, whatever. That's a little foggy. But then you start making stars of your own. You got Nicki Minaj's, you got Tigers, you got Drake's.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, after that, to reach back and put money and financially back these grown-ass men who could have did what you did, but been out for years. If it was going to happen for them, it would have been happening. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? Everybody out here getting it. They all had space and opportunity. Everybody had the 24 hours in the day.
Whoa,
what you're saying?
Darren. BG's only been home. BG's only been home like 2 months.
But that's his fault. That's still his fault. It's his fault he got locked up. We all responsible for our own destiny. Like it's all choices and decisions. You know what I mean? He made the wrong choice. That's why he was gone for 12 years. Lil Wayne could have made the same choice and been gone for 12 years. He got caught with the gun, him and Josh. So like he did the 2 years in New York or whatever, like the year, like 8 months or whatever from that. But nah, bro, like, yo, if I was Wayne, I could look at them and be like, we all started at the same spot. I made it to this level, which means we all could have potentially made it to this level. You know what I mean? Now, as far as like a handout doing a song or doing the show, that's one thing. But for him to sign all them to Young Money, put his money behind them to push them and all that, hell no, I wouldn't do it.
You wouldn't just sign the Hot Boys. That's all he's saying. Lil Wayne just has to sign the Hot Boys.
No, if I was Wayne, I would go back and sign some new artists and make them blow, because the new artists that he found have done better than all the Hot Boys have done. So like the Hot Boys have had their time. As far as I'm concerned, like if y'all want to get hot, I'll work with you, but I ain't gonna carry you. I ain't gonna sign you. I ain't gonna put the budget behind y'all. Hit the green light with the industry. No, hell no. We can meet up in the middle for something like that, but I'm not gonna take y'all under my wing. You better hit up Baby for that. Shit. Baby loves putting new money behind old energy. Busta Rhymes. Don't get me started on this, bro. I'm just, I'll go off. I'll go off.
Man, would you start drinking over there or something?
Nah, I'm sober, bro. You just hit a nerve. Like, no, like, yo, we all started at the same spot. We all could have made it up here. Y'all did whatever y'all did to be where you're at. So now you want me to come down, scoop y'all up to bring you up to where I'm at? No, not when I have more success. Not when I have more success finding other new artists and blowing them up. I'm going on the set of Nickelodeon. I'm gonna find the next Drake. I'm gonna find the next Degrassi. I'm gonna go on MySpace and find the next Nicki Minaj. Hell, I might even hit up an old school rapper and see what's up with his son, Corey Guns. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather do that than reach back to put some new money behind some old energy, when that old energy never amounted to what I'm doing with the new stuff. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, it'd be one thing if Wayne didn't have none of that. If Wayne didn't have nothing going for him right now other than himself, then maybe. But like I said earlier, he just did a whole collab album with Two Chainz. Yeah, he's straight. Like, nah, he's straight, and he didn't help Two Chainz do nothing. He didn't pull Two Chainz up from nothing. Two Chainz has been consistent this entire time. Since he dropped Duffel Bag Boy, Two Chainz has been consistent and has really developed his brand. You know what I'm saying? That's not reaching back. That's two people meeting at the same level. So that way, you doing like this, I'm doing like this, and now we go like this. You know what I mean? Not me reaching down here to pull you halfway up to where I'm at. Like, nah, bro. Like, y'all get hot, and then let's have a conversation. Straight up. That's where I'd be at if I was Wayne.
And BG's trying to get hot right now. And BG's only been home for 3 months. I don't know, maybe a little longer. Somebody in the chat tell me. And within 3 months, this guy calls Lil Wayne a bitch. How do you do that?
And also, if I was Turk,
this guy hasn't even been around long enough to get Lil Wayne's real phone number.
Facts. Miscommunication. I chuck it up to miscommunication, man. It's got to be.
You just got home 3-4 months ago. You don't even have the chance to get Lil Wayne's real phone number at this point. Let's be real, man. You know how many phones that guy probably has? You know how many phones that guy's probably thrown away in the last 6 months? Like, maybe I'm off.
If he even,
always has the same number.
If he even has a phone, because you know a lot of these celebrities don't even call my wife.
They don't have phones. They don't work that way. Kanye West operated by email, they said. They don't got time for that shit, man. I don't have time to hear my phone vibrate 7,000 times a day. I don't have time to think about things that are irrelevant to me making money. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Let's see what we got here. Everybody send in your open questions. Everybody vote in the poll, excuse me. Drop your city and states in the chat. Drop a super chat if you're messing with the channel. Yeah, shout out to Indiana.
And Turk must feel some type of way. I mean, Turk been home for a little minute. And BG, I mean, the poll speaks for itself. We'll use our poll as an example. Turk been home for a little minute and cannot get hot enough at all. You know what I mean? To be where he used to be at when he dropped that hot ass line. But BG been home for 4 months and BG is on fire, bro. Like that, I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, all right. In another 5 months, I wouldn't be surprised if Lil Wayne tried to sign BG. That's a fact. Because BG's moving like a new artist right now. Straight up.
Well, yo, that's why I was like really wondering, because I heard the rumors of Birdman signing him after Gucci Man threw his name in the pot. You know, Gucci was trying to get a deal with him. What do you think of that, man? Do you think Birdman should have just stepped back and let BG try to do something with 1017?
No. I mean, it's, you know, he's from Cash Money. So, you know, and, you know, that's what the fans want to see. You know what I mean? We want we want that nostalgia feeling. You know, we've seen BG try to move with other labels, like with T.I.'s label, wasn't really feeling it. We want to see, I mean, as a fan, I want to see Juvie, Weezy, B Jizzle, and Turk all back home under Cash Money with Manny Fresh producing. That's what we want to see. That's what the fans want. So, I mean, I don't really want to see BG do anything else with anybody else. Like collaborations and stuff like that, yeah. But as far as trying to make himself part of another conglomerate or like another group outside of what he's already developed, like with the Hot Boys, I don't really want to see it. That's like Beanie Siegel joining the Rough Riders. You know what I mean? Like I'm not feeling it. I don't want to see it.
Wow.
Or Lloyd Banks joining Dipset. Like, I don't.
That's crazy. Yeah, I feel you, man. Let me see. Okay, Robert Williams actually responded to you. Robert Williams said, nah, that might be a greater bag with the Hot Boys. I might risk that than signing new talent, and it would be iconic.
I mean, this is where the industry's at. You know what I mean? This is honestly the conversation that all A&Rs and CEOs are having. Do we back old talent? Do we put new money behind old acts? Or do we discover new acts? Hollywood even has this same conversation. Do we get new writers to develop new movies, or do we recreate old movies and old concepts and just recreate in that? Disney just had this conversation. Do we make new Disney movies, or do we take our old cartoons and make live action versions of them? So, I mean, you know what I mean? Like I'm not even going to go back and forth with Homeboy on that, because that's really the conversation. And it's really got to be a case-by-case scenario. With Cash Money, I say no. I think that day is over with. But I could be wrong. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I could be wrong. But at the same time, I don't know. I believe in new. We need that new stuff, man. Like right now, hip-hop is in a state of sample hell. Every song that's coming out now is just a remixed version of the song that dropped in the 2000s and the 90s. You know what I mean? Like, I think we need some new, fresh stuff. I want to hear some fresh instruments, some fresh melodies. I'm tired of the samples, in all honesty. We used to sample R&B and make hip hop out of it. Now we're sampling hip hop to make new hip hop out of it. Like, I'm not saying it's all bad, but how many times are you going to hear that Busta Rhymes, put your hands where my eyes can see, before you throw up on yourself? Every 5 years, somebody else comes out with this beat and redoes it again and again and again. But this time they did it like 3 times. Bruh, it's a good conversation for another day, though. Like, for real, like, that's a rant. That's another one of my rants right there. Old versus new.
That was a great question right there. Everybody
said great input, man. That was dope.
But from one great question to another, I just seen this one pop up right here. So Zotac says Gucci and BG was better than Two Chainz and Wayne. You've heard both albums, Darren Bars. Which was the better?
I disagree. Wayne and Two Chainz. That was incredible. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you the difference. BG and Gucci's album, I'm an artist. I do this so I could tell. Those songs, they weren't in the room when they wrote them. And that matters. I ain't gonna lie to you. That matters. A lot of that album was BG coming home, getting beats right. Oh, we're gonna work with Gucci. I'm working with Gucci. I'm working with Gucci. Sending Gucci's tracks, sending Gucci tracks, sending Gucci tracks. And Gucci was like, oh, I'm gonna send them right back. I got you, brother. You know what I mean? Wayne and Two Chainz, they was in the studio together, sitting side by side, bobbing, just listening to beats and feeding off each other, helping each other write the rhymes. And that's the difference. That's something a lot of people won't tell you. But like when you in the studio, Meek said this the other day. He was just like, when Meek Mill was in the studio with Young Thug and they were working on songs, they would give each other bars. They don't promote that, but that's the truth. And that's how you get those dope records. That's a real collaboration. Like, yeah, you're going to try to outdo the other person. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like, damn, like, man, I just can't think of a rhyme. Like, what's going to rhyme with this? Oh, no, yo, try it like this. Go boom, 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 instead of boom, 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 boom. Oh, perfect, bro. Good luck. Good luck. And then vice versa. And that's how real studio sessions are done. And that's the only reason why. And I felt that from College Grove more than I felt that from Bricks and Racks. Or what was it? Bricks and Choppers. Yep. Choppers and Bricks.
Choppers and Bricks. So All Things Independent asked Wayne. Well, he actually made a statement, excuse me. He said Wayne needs to head out to Cali and scoop up Little Easy E. Big Easy's son. He's got some good work. So Darren Bars, I want to ask you about this one, man. What do you think about this one, G's? Lil Wayne signing Lil Easy.
Why? What? Why? Why? Like where? Why? Why would he do that? All right, now for another, like what has Lil Easy done? Like aside from cry about not being in Straight Outta Compton. I'll tell you what, if Lil Easy got to the pens and papers and started, let BG, the man who just came home 4 months, already has a collaboration album with Gucci, already has a song with Finesse 2 times, already has multiple projects on the way. Let that be a lesson to you. Because if Lil Easy was moving like that, then I would completely agree with you and be like, yeah, he needs to go ahead and scoop that up. That's what's up. But if that ain't the case, bruh, no, I'm not putting, yo, if you're going to put money behind something, whether it's new or old, it has to have momentum, period. Period. Point blank, period. And that's where we can stop that other conversation. You know what I mean? That other debate. If you're going to put money behind new energy or old energy, that energy has to have momentum either way. Then we can have that discussion. But Lil Easy, no disrespect to him, you know, I think he's cool and all that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he has any momentum to really put behind. I don't see why Wayne want to go out of his way to do anything with Lil Easy. All he do is complain. Like, why it ain't me? Why it ain't me? Because you won't put in the work for it to be you. Sorry. All I'm saying is,
would it work? Would it work though? You know what I mean? With the staples, the names, Young Money, Easy E.
No, I mean I don't see it. I don't see it. The only thing I've heard from Lil E wasn't he on the hook of Certified Gangster? That was him, right?
No, I think he did have a song with The Game though, but he was not on Certified Gangsters.
He was just in the video. So yeah,
yes.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing for Lil E
right there. But all respect to Lil Easy E. I mean, that guy's returned a couple of my DMs. He's a solid dude. He be overseas. He be on some TV shows.
Word. So he's more of a personality than a rapper. Okay, that I understand. But like we talking about rapping, I gotta do my homework. I gotta go back and do some research on him. He hasn't hit my radar.
Well, that shit's unfortunate, man. That like not that he hasn't hit your radar. It's unfortunate that he really hasn't been able to take advantage of the name that he has. You know what I mean?
Yes.
He had a presence at first.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah, it's all good. All things dependent. We appreciate you in the chat with comments. Everybody in here, hit that like button if you support the channel and drop a question in as well. BG wouldn't sign with Wayne.
I mean, you say that, but if the money right, if the deal is right, why wouldn't you? Because it's not about friendship at that point. It's not even about pride at that point. It's about your livelihood. It's about getting money. Like you want to go to work at Walmart, you want to start climbing roofs and cleaning out ceilings and all that. Like, no, you want to stay a rapper, stay with the bling bling lifestyle. So if any man for that matter can provide you with a good deal, I don't care if it's Suge Knight, I don't care if it's Jimmy Iovine, I don't care if it's P. Diddy. You have your lawyers look at that contract, and if it's a good enough contract where you can actually eat and survive, what you tripping about?
Yeah, Robert Williams says to agree with your point. Why wouldn't he sign with Wayne if he signed with Gucci?
Right. It really doesn't make a difference, bro. If the money is right, the feelings come out of it. Ain't nobody thinking about feelings at that point. It's just about the paper.
Andre 3000, them hot boys coming. Please, somebody help.
Please put this to bed and get some music done. That's all, or some shows. I'll take one or the other.
Yo, Bars, did you get a chance to hear the new Andre 3000 Flutes album?
Yeah. That's all I have to say about that. Make Andre rap again. That's the other thing we need from 2024. We need some bars from Andre, and we need the Hot Boys reunion. If we can get that out of 2024, we be straight.
We good. So Andre 3000 says, "What kind of boy got golds in his mouth?" Is he referring to Rich Boy?
I have no idea. What kind of boy got golds in his mouth?
Did Rich Boy have golds in his mouth?
Yeah, I remember he had that big smile. I don't know if he had grills though.
Astro agrees with you. Astro says energy in the studio is very important.
It is. It's everything. It's what's honestly missing with collaborations today. Technology done got people too comfortable.
That Flute album was trash as hell.
I ain't gonna say all that. I mean, it was what it was. I ain't gonna call it trash. I don't listen to flute music. You know what I'm saying? It could have been. You listen to like 5 other flute albums, then go back to that one, and then tell me if it's trash. Cause feel me?
Go listen to some other flute albums, and then come back and let us know how it was in comparison to those other flute albums.
Yeah, I'd be the last one to rate a flute album, man. I don't know. I think they really thought it was gonna be like Future's Mask Off. Like it was gonna be like a bunch of instrumentals with him playing the flute behind it. You know what I'm saying? But like, nah, wasn't that at all.
What is up with the flute album, man? Everybody's tuning in. So Steven says, was it for publicity or are they really beefing?
A little bit of both, I would think. I think Turk is running his mouth for the publicity, and I think
it's in reference to BG dissing Lil Wayne. Is BG dissing Lil Wayne for publicity?
No, I think that's real. I think he said, my brother's a bitch. That's as real as it gets between friends that you're not getting along with right now. I think that's real.
Yep, Lionel said he had got 13 and a half years. He also said BG would be a multi-millionaire if he copyrighted the word bling bling.
That's a fact. That is a fact. But yeah, no, I mean, you know, make up words they make up dumb sayings all the time. You don't know it's gonna go platinum, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's gonna be the new term for jewelry. You know what I mean? Like, who would have known that? Who would have known? But he's right.
Yep. Virgillo says BG doesn't need Birdman.
Not the way he rapping today. I think he needs Manny Fresh more than he needs Birdman.
Okay, so what does Cash mean here? Cash said, yo, Mikey, I think they all played Turk out.
I don't know. Maybe like he's been exposed. Like I don't know what he meant by that.
They all played Turk out. I've never really heard Lil Wayne diss Turk. I have heard Juvenile have some issues with Turk, and now
recently
have some issues with him. And Birdman had issues with him, but to my recollection, I don't think Lil Wayne ever dissed Turk.
Not that I know of. Probably by ignoring him.
Well, yeah. So Lionel said Lil Wayne and Birdman's Like Father Like Son album was the best album after the Cash Money breakup. It was one of his best works, to my opinion. That album is fire, not the Carter 2.
The Carter 3 is my personal favorite. Like Father Like Son, that was straight. I didn't hate that album. I thought it was pretty. That album did have some fire on it. Yeah, post breakup, I still put Carter 3 over all of them though. To be honest, I love Carter 2. Carter 1 was straight. I give it a little more props than you do, Mikey. But 3 is where it's at for me. 3 is like that's that. I was dating girls that were not even fans of hip hop. After listening to that album, they all knew the words to Lollipop.
Yeah, the Carter 3, he was out of here after that album. Lionel also said Project English was a dope album from Juvie.
I gotta go back and recheck that one. Because I know Project English was probably better than G Code. G Code was not it. It wasn't no 400 Degrees, I'll say that.
All right, so Project English had Set It Off and Mama Got Ass.
Oh, I do remember that album. Nah, I don't know. I wasn't really. Hold on, was that? Do you have the track listing in front of you right now?
Yeah, I do.
Was that song? You could find me in the parking lot right now. Was Right Now on there?
No, but they did have Get Your Hustle On with him and Birdman.
Okay, I remember that album. Yeah, it was that one didn't really catch me too much, but I will go back and listen to it. Big Juvie fan over here. Big Juvie fan.
The G code.
It was okay. Dope singles, but the album substance didn't match up to 400 Degrees, like at all. 400 Degrees, you barely skipped the song.
Let's see here. Derek said BG couldn't get views only if he collabs. I don't really agree with that.
No, the collabs is what's gonna help him propel. But nah, hell no, nah. He's gonna get views. He was getting views when he came home. Like people are excited to when people come home from jail. People, you're gonna automatically remember when 6ix9ine came home. Everybody just to see what he was gonna say. Just you know what I mean? Like then after that is after that.
All things said, I dug that 500 Degrees from Lil Wayne. Any thoughts on that album?
500. I wasn't a fan. I was at that time. I was more of a fan of the mixtapes, the droughts, the no ceilings. That's where it was at for me at Wayne at that point. When he threw his rhyme book away, then he started freestyling.
Well, guys, we brought it to you today, man. Make sure you stay tuned for our next episode. I want everybody on here. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Also, subscribe to my guy, Darren Bars. If you're watching this, I'm going to put the information in the description of this video. Stay tuned for our next episode. You want to do an outro, my guy? Any plugs you want to give as well?
What up, y'all? Y'all know what it is. It's your guy, D to the A to the R to the N. Bars. Bringing it to you live, man. New music out now. Contraband. Make sure you check that out. Habits now playing. Jawbreaker now playing. Come Alive now playing. We done dropped 4 to 5 singles. We got more coming up. We nonstop out here. Make sure y'all like, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at Darren Bars. Follow me on YouTube at Darren Bars 86. We outside, bro. Mikey T, Darren Bars, we the team. That's the fam. Y'all know what it is. Shout out Report Card Radio. Shout out, most importantly, shout out y'all, because there is no us without y'all, for real. So don't be shy in them comments, man. Let us know what you think. You know, never be scared to say what up. Like, subscribe, comment. Let us know how you feeling. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate that, man. Yo, we definitely outside 2024 and beyond. Let's get it.
Yo, so final results. Everybody, we're doing the final results for the poll. It's actually up to 171 votes. 171 votes. BG remains with 47% of the vote.
A month from now, we're doing this again. 47%. Dang.
We just had 60 more votes come in. We had over 50 more votes come in, and BG holds strong with 47%. Lil Wayne, 33%. Lil Wayne moves up 5%. 33%. Oh, hold up. BG down to 46%. Lil Wayne holds steady at 33%. Juvenile, 16%. And Turk, 5%. We just got 2 more votes. Everybody get your another vote. Everybody get your last vote in. They just voted for BG again, took him back up from 46 to 47. That's crazy.
Yo, we're doing this in another month from now. Well, as soon as another former Hot Boy Cash Money artist drops a project, we're going to revisit this poll and re-poll, and I want to know. And I wish we would have did it last month. I want to know if BG still would have came in first before he came home.
Yeah, everyone's saying BG's fired, man.
BG.
All right, y'all. I'm going to end the poll right now. I'm going to give y'all about 30 seconds. If you haven't voted in the poll, I'm going to give y'all about 30 seconds. But let them know what your Instagram was again. I'm not sure if you threw that out there, Darren Bars.
Yes, at Darren Bars. YouTube is at Darren Bars 86. Facebook, TikTok, everything is D to the A to the R to the N Bars. That's where you can find me. Hell, Google me if you forget. I pop up.
I'm gonna grab your information. So just hold it down real quick. I'm gonna grab your information so I can put it in the description.
Yeah, definitely. And let BG be a lesson to all the unsigned artists out here, man. with some consistent lyrics that is you, not pretending. Don't be out here writing what you think people want to hear. Write your story. Do what my man BG's doing. Take those pages straight from your life, put those into your songs, and that's how you can succeed. This man has been home for 4 months. 4 months, and he is on top of our polls. Granted, we know who he is. He got some notoriety, but if he could do it, you could do it. Straight up. So never let that go, man. Never let that go. Them people that come home from jail and get more accomplished in a few months than most people get done in a few years, like, yo, use that energy. That's positive energy. Try to adapt to some of that energy and use that. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that don't have the opportunities that you have. You know what I mean? And you see what people that come home that don't have the opportunities that you have they go crazy with it. You know what I'm saying? So it's at your fingertips, man. Just stay motivated, stay humble, stay hungry, and just stay on your pivot, and you know what I mean? Keep to your dreams.
Oh, you didn't see this? It said name one BG solo song.
Bling bling.
Everybody follow my guy Darren Bars. I just put it in the description just now. Stay tuned for our next podcast together, man. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. We're up out of here.
Peace.